Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. I'm Jason Minix. He is Joe Reinagle.
Hump day. It's hump day, man.
Is that where you're going?
Is that where I'm going?
Is that how you start? I was like, is it? Oh, it is Wednesday, isn't it?
It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
It's hump day.
It's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Please don't say it. Please. I know you've got that in your mind right now. We've been in the back, prepping in the office, listening to Willie Nelson's new music because Willie has a new record coming out on his 89th birthday. He wrote a new song, this one with Chris Stapleton. It's out now, and
that says a lot about herbs.
Well,
right? I mean, my goodness.
You know what it tells me? And again, I am a big believer in live music. I love going to watch live music. If you're in a band, if you're a musician, you stay on the road. You stay putting out music because when you stop touring, you die.
Yeah.
Literally dead in a box in the ground, dead. Keep putting out new music. It keeps you alive.
Well, there you go. Willie's a prime example because he put it out, and we're going to discuss this later. But
yeah,
good song.
It is a good song.
It's a good song,
although it kind of chokes up.
Chokes you up a little bit.
Well, because when you do Willie, you got to do this thing with your throat, and But it sounds like, well, you thought it sounded like a George Strait song.
It kind of does.
You found a George Strait song, and yeah, it kind of sounds like that.
I didn't find anything. I knew exactly where to go.
You looked it up.
George Strait.
You knew exactly what George Strait song you were going to go to.
It sounds like it. Anybody that listens to George Strait will know this song. It's called The Chill of an Early Fall. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Willie's new song to me sounds a little bit like that. So I'll let you guys listening be the judge, but I think it sounds a little bit like that. I'm not accusing Willie of doing anything or stealing, but I'm just saying it kind of reminds me of the George Strait song, Chill of an Early Fall. So if you know that song, you know what I'm talking about when you hear Willie's song in a little bit.
That's it. We will go over that. But it's always, have you ever met Willie?
No, I have not.
You've never met Willie?
Never met Willie.
Right.
Have you?
Yes.
Wow.
Several times, actually. For 8 years of working at KNBT in New Braunfels, and 1 year Willie did a flood relief event for us. I want to say like in '99, and the couple when he had the Willie picnics over at the old Verizon Wireless Amphitheater.
Yeah.
Backstage with Willie or being on Willie's bus. And there's nothing like story time with Willie Nelson.
Does he share? That's what I want to know.
Yes.
He does.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's
if you're on a bus with Willie and it gets past you, yes. That's the answer to that question. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm proud of you for being transparent, Jason.
I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, if you're on a bus with Willie and it's yes.
If you're on a bus with Willie, you probably don't even have to partake. You just smell the room.
Yes. Contact is the question. He's very generous. He's a very generous man. I played golf with Willie one time.
Really? Is he a good golfer?
He is, and he's a hell of a basketball player.
How about that?
We were at the radio station. Johnny Bush walks in.
Yeah.
About 9:30 in the morning, and I was doing a morning show. It ended at 10. So Johnny Bush, legendary guy, walks in and said, "Hey, I'm playing golf over at the Bandit. Two of the people that are supposed to play bailed on us. Who wants to go play golf?" So we went over, me and Jay Hine. We go over and we play. We go with Johnny Bush to the Bandit. The fourth was Willie freaking Nelson.
Wow. Now,
18 holes with that guy.
That's pretty good. Now, back then, how many years ago was that?
It was, I don't know, early 2000s. So he was an old man then. He's 89.
20 years, he's 69 then.
Yeah.
The older I get, 69 doesn't sound that bad. Doesn't sound that old, Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the highlights.
Yeah, I bet.
18
bet that was
holes
fun. Yeah.
with Johnny Bush and Willie Nelson.
I bet they told some stories.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was Jay Hine or either Leaf Kallenberg. I think it was Jay Hine. Yeah, because Jay's always a golfer.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, I would like to do that. That would be fun to play golf with Willie Nelson.
Good times.
Yeah.
Story times. We had kind of a story time lunch today.
We did. It was a lot of fun with the Valero Texas Open. You know, they're going around. It's the 100th year anniversary. And so they're going around putting historical markers up at all the golf courses that the tournament's been held at. Well, today was out at Oak Hills, which to me is my favorite of all time. I love that golf course. I've played it many times, and it's just different. They don't make them like Oak Hills anymore.
True.
Right? So it was fun being out there. But Ben Crenshaw was out there today, and he was telling some stories. And, man, I mean, you know, I just love listening to those guys, the old-timers, I'll call them, and listening to their stories. It was fun.
What is amazing to me when you listen to these old golfers, and you know, we did one of these Valero Texas Open lunches out at Brackenridge, and Lee Trevino was the guest speaker, and today it was Ben Crenshaw. When they start telling stories, how they can remember very specific shots, clubs, who was on the course. He's dropping names. You're like, holy crap. You know what I mean? It's like, wow. Then some guy asked him a question about something that happened in Hawaii, and if this was a true story, and he went right into it, started laughing because apparently it's not a very popular or well-known story, but the detail that he can recall in these specific tournaments or what happened on particular shots, figuring this guy's probably hit 10 million golf shots in a lifetime, and you're asking about one that wasn't like when you won the Masters or just a random tournament in Hawaii.
But it was the year he won the Masters, I think. And so it was all the major Open champions of that particular year. And one of them was John Daly, right? Because he had won the British Open that year. And I can't remember the other two that he talked about. But they were talking about a wall.
That's it. We just heard the story a couple hours ago at lunch. I can't remember who else was in the foursome.
But golfers are like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they can remember everything. You ask them, well, what was that shot you hit on number 1 4 hours ago? Well, there was a blade of grass behind me, so I had to really hit a 2-iron there. It was 520 yards, and the wind was blowing out of the east at 10 miles. It's amazing the memory that golfers have. It's crazy.
Yep.
But it was fun.
It was. Good lunch today. And the fact that we walked away with bourbon is even better.
Wow.
I like a parting gift of bourbon.
When you walk, was that Garrett Brothers or what was it called?
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, free.
It was free.
I mean, it's one thing, you go to an event and they give you a little something, but they give you bourbon. But that it's going to be a great lunch.
Well, the barbecue was good too. There was barbecue. There was brisket, and I think it was chicken.
Yeah, some jerk chicken.
It was chicken, yes.
I know, Edwin, can you put that back up? Edwin Hafner producing today. Robert Silva says right now they're building a spot for the 100 Years Texas Open ceremony at La Cantera Resort Course.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing, because it's the 100th year of the Valero Texas Open. All the courses that have been home to the Valero Texas Open or to the Texas Open.
And they're going in order.
Yeah. So La Cantera is coming up, then I'm sure, TPC will get theirs, but they're going, they've done Fort Sam and Brackenridge and they're all the places that have been home to the Texas Open throughout the 100 years. They're putting up historical markers and doing these dedications and bringing in past champions from those courses, which is pretty incredible.
It's really cool. And you go out there and you hear the stories, not just the stories from those guys, but just, going to those courses and I mean, some of this stuff dates back, obviously, to 1922. And you're hearing these stories and how these guys came and the prize money that they won, which, today would be minuscule, but back then was probably a hell of a lot of money. Well, it's in relative terms.
What's funny is why the Texas Open was born, essentially, 100 years ago, was a way to get northern golfers to come play in San Antonio or to be able to play golf in the warm weather, which yesterday would have been perfect in February. Today, it would have sucked.
Yeah, it would have.
I mean, and welcome to Texas weather. Yesterday would have been a great day for golf. Today, well, golf would have sucked.
That tournament has moved all over the calendar. Obviously, it was in the wintertime when it first began, but it's been in the fall, which Ben Crenshaw enjoyed. He said he used to, when he won, it was in September and he would come, it was fall, it was cool, the leaves were were changing and all that stuff. But the Valero Texas Open, those folks have worked really hard to get that thing where it is now, because it's, right at the beginning, end of March, beginning of April, depending on where the calendar fits, but it's right before the Masters.
Yes.
And so you're starting to get some players to come out. Obviously, Jordan Spieth is the defending champion, so he'll be back. And Rory McIlroy is coming this year, which is a huge pickup for that tournament.
As we sit just over a month out, we've got 4 of the world's top 20 golfers committed to come to San Antonio. I imagine as we get closer, you will see more of the top golfers come. With everything going on in the world of Phil Mickelson right now, I have no idea
he won't be
if he's going to show up. and that's a guy that might need a paycheck, since I guess he lost his major sponsor.
No, he's got plenty of money.
He's got plenty of money, but when what did I read? KMPG or K whatever the accounting firm?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like $20 million a year he got for wearing that hat, and they said, that stuff you said about Saudi Arabia, we're done.
Well, that's the whole deal, right? Saudi Arabia is trying to get a competitive league to the PGA, basically.
Yep.
And I think Phil was kind of endorsing that and trying to get guys to play over there more so and a lot of guys are right now. I mean, Dustin Johnson has been over in Saudi Arabia most of the year playing golf over there. So a lot of those guys are doing that. So I don't know if that's going to catch on, but it's the PGA has never really had a competitive league to go up against. And so it's kind of interesting what's happening right now.
And go chase money. I mean, if that's what you want to do, right? I mean, but the thing going on with Phil right now that I don't like is the comments that he made to a reporter were, in his words, off the record. And the reporter is saying, BS. You don't like the blowback, but don't blame me for what you said.
You said it.
You said it.
Yeah.
And it's costing him. I don't know if we'll see Lefty at the Valero Texas Open or not.
I doubt we'll see him there, but I think it sounds like he's starting to come to his senses, and he regrets what he said. He regrets the things that have been happening. And so I think he will eventually get back in the good graces of the PGA Tour and come back. But, Phil is now, 50, 51. If he wanted to, he could go to the senior tour and dominate. I mean, just, kick everybody's butt over there and not have a worry in the world. And just play in the major tournaments like a lot of those guys do. And it'd be kind of a cushy thing for Phil.
And again, he's got plenty of money.
Plenty of money. He's going to be able to pay the light bill this month.
But he's turned into blame the media guy.
I know it. And that's
BS.
sad. It really is sad.
It really is. It is the Blitz. If you want to participate in the show, easy to do on the Kia Bossa Bacon phone lines, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You can always get us on Twitter. Tweet at me at Jason Minix. Joe is on Twitter at JoeKens5. Edwin Hafner is producing today and will be in the afternoons now for the foreseeable future, as Pledger is having to wake up early, although he still doesn't go home on time. Edwin, I guess, doesn't do Twitter because it just says on the screen he's Edwin Hafner if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube.
Well, he's probably smarter than everybody, because does he want to deal with what we have to deal with every day and the tweets we get?
It's fine.
It's fun.
It's part of it.
I'm kidding.
Although, as you get closer and closer to the Ryan Eagle retirement party.
Oh, wow.
Monday.
4 shows to go.
4 shows to go. 12 minutes of work left over at Ken's 5.
Including tonight, 4 shows. And, it's starting to, I don't know, it really hadn't hit me just yet. I mean, because I'm only going over there. I'm only working the 10 o'clock show, and I've been doing that now for a couple of months. So, but I went to a taco thing they had yesterday at Ken's. It was Taco Tuesday on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right? All the twos that were out.
Two.
I thought it was 444.
No, that's Jeff Davis.
Oh, that's Jeff Davis.
Yes.
Okay, that's not Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, that will happen on March 4th of 2044, I guess.
I guess so, right? But, and you see everybody that I haven't seen in a while, because I don't see the afternoon folks anymore. So it was kind of, I wouldn't say sentimental was the right word, but it was just good to see all those folks. And, whenever you leave a place, it's really the people, that you have
Absolutely.
a hard time leaving. And so that's going to be the roughest part. But, hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just across the street right here. And
well, that was the fun thing at lunch. The number of people that congratulated you on retirement from television,
yeah,
but said they've been listening to us every day on the radio.
I know, and that was great. And everybody, what are they going to tell you to your face, right? But everybody said they liked the show and that they enjoy listening, and so that's good. That kind of fires you up to get ready for the day.
It does, and boy, we've got a lot to get into on today's edition of the Blitz. Maddy Skye will join us coming up at 4:30, as she always does. There's some new to talk about with Maddy Skye. In our building, big news. There is a Tejano station in San Antonio once again. It's part of the Alpha Media family. Tejano 95.7.
Nice.
Which, I'm in the radio business. I knew when KXTN did away with Tejano, I did not realize, because, we've got 2 Spanish stations in the building. The differences in the different music formats when it comes to Spanish radio. And so learning, we're the Tejano capital of the world, yet there's not a Tejano radio station in San Antonio.
Until now.
Which, in the meeting this morning, they were like, imagine Nashville not having a country station.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy that, credit to our management team realizing there's a hole. We need to fill this hole. So Tejano 95.7, which I encourage you to listen to, with the exception of between 4 and 7 in the afternoon.
Yeah, listen the rest of the day if you want to, but just keep it right here, 103.3.
But I know Maddy Skye very excited about Tejano station being in San Antonio. And there's also a new concert venue.
Yeah, you were telling me about that today. I hadn't heard about it.
I had no idea until, of all people, I see April and Sarah tweeting about it.
Yeah.
And it's San Antonio's new Tech Ports Center and Arena. Smashing Pumpkins are going to be their opening show coming up on May 2nd. It's Port San Antonio Stadium, the most technologically advanced entertainment venue in the world. So it's a music venue. They've got a gaming center. They've got like a food court thing. It looks incredible. I didn't even know we were building this thing.
This is the first I've heard about it, because I saw April's tweet earlier today, and I was like, well, I thought I didn't read it very closely, and I'm thinking, well, that's got to be in Austin or Dallas or somewhere else. I didn't realize it was here. Now, is it part of the Southtown revitalization thing?
I don't know. To be honest, we'll ask Maddy and put her on the spot. Hopefully she knows, because
the Southtown thing is blowing up over there. It's pretty nice.
Well, and I'm not sure if Southtown and Port San Antonio is, where all that kind of factors in.
Right.
Sounds like it's part of the Old Kelly area in Port San Antonio, and they're utilizing all the space out there. But when in techportcenter.com, I don't know if that's what they're calling it, or
sounds good,
some sort of business that they're doing, but they've got Papa Roach is going to be playing out there. They, as I'm reading, Wasp, I didn't know they were still playing or performing, but Wasp take you back some. But like Friday night, I went and saw Cody Johnson at the Cedar Park Center in Cedar Park, but Austin, right?
Right.
We need a venue like that. It's the Old Kelly Complex, according to Fred Villarreal on YouTube Live. I've heard, are they going to reopen Verizon or not? I've heard various stories about what they're doing there. I've heard they're trying to do something with the old sunken garden, but having an arena like what they have in Cedar Park is what San Antonio needs. When you think about concerts, and I know in Cedar Park, it's home to minor league hockey, and I believe the Austin Spurs play in that building, right?
Okay.
It's probably half the size of the AT&T Center, and a lot of the concerts that bypass San Antonio is, quite frankly, there's not a venue.
Yeah.
That's why I've always been in favor of the Missions getting a downtown stadium, a AA, AAA baseball stadium, as long as it's not 100% exclusively for baseball. Make it a baseball stadium / music venue like they have in Nashville, like they have in Memphis, and downtown these stadiums. I think there's one in Charlotte, and it's a multi-use stadium, and you start getting events and concerts that seem to bypass San Antonio on a regular basis.
I think that one in Oklahoma City is similar to that too, and it's downtown.
Yeah,
on their little version of the Riverwalk. It's really cute. Doesn't hold a candle to ours, but it's cute.
Sure,
it's sweet. It was a nice try, but Yeah, we do. We need something like that. And, I don't know, because you don't hear of concerts going into like the Majestic or the Aztec. And are those not
They're not
conducive to bands playing?
Majestic gets some, but when we have, I think Aztec, and I'm spitballing here. I have no idea, but less than 5. Majestic is probably less than 5.
All right.
But you can go to the AT&T Center, well, 20, when you add in floor seats and, sometimes, depending on the stage setup, but having that 8 to 12,000 seat concert,
right,
which is, a lot of bands, that's what they need. I mean, could Cody Johnson sell out the AT&T Center? Maybe
so. Yeah.
But also those places, when you've got a NBA tenant, you've got to block off so many dates, including playoffs. It's hard to work some things in. Just have a good venue and roll concerts in, but you need that mid-size. In Houston area, they got the Woodlands Amphitheater, which is similar to what Verizon used to be. And I look at all the shows that go there, all the shows that go at the similar type venue in Dallas and in Austin at 360, and they're not coming to San Antonio because we don't have that venue.
The Verizon theater that we talk about on the northeast side, it was out by the Bluebonnet Palace, where that used to be and all that stuff, was perfect. I don't remember what happened to that place. Did it just close down? It went out of business?
Closed down with everything that was going on, and then it was a church for a while, and now I've heard it's coming back as a concert venue, but I haven't really
Well, it'd be great if they did, because I told you that's where I saw Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fabulous. It was great. And so, I really hope it does, because you're right. San Antonio needs a place like that for concerts just like that.
And I think about some of the shows that we saw. I saw Metallica play there.
Yeah.
I saw Willie used to have his 4th of July picnic there for a while, which was hot as hell on all that concrete, but it was a lot of fun. Saw Pam Anderson backstage there one time when she was with
Pam
Kid,
Anderson?
when she was with Kid Rock.
Oh.
And I happened to have backstage pass. That's the only time I've
What'd you see?
Pam Anderson in shorts and a t-shirt, but I saw her in person. I mean, it's have you been watching Pam and Tommy?
No, I haven't.
Hulu?
I haven't. That will start next week.
You need to.
Next week.
You need to. Not every day you get to talk to a guy that was the number 1 overall pick.
No.
In a draft. But Shea Patterson, who has his San Antonio ties, played his college ball up at Michigan, hasn't quite made it in the NFL. The USFL had their draft last night, and Shea Patterson was the first overall pick. Quarterback. He's going to go play for the Michigan franchise. Shea Patterson will join us coming up at 5:30. It'll be fun to talk with him. Brian Flores last night on Real Sports. If you missed it, pretty powerful interview he did with Gumbel. We will talk about that coming up. What the Cowboys might need to do. We'll give you good reasons not to eat someone else's leftovers that you might see in the refrigerator.
That's a disgusting story.
It really is. And, a lot of people give me crap because I don't eat leftovers. I didn't know this, but here's a prime example.
The difference in eating leftovers and somebody else's leftovers.
That's
true. The lesson we're going to learn today.
This is true.
Eat your own leftovers.
And while it does have everything to do with it was Chinese food leftovers, I don't think it has anything to do with the Chinese food.
No, I don't think that has anything to do with either. I'm not a huge Chinese food guy.
Really?
You like Chinese food?
Beef and broccoli? No broccoli?
I mean, every now and then it's okay. And
egg rolls?
I like sushi, which I guess
fried
is
rice?
Technically not Chinese, right?
Yeah.
But I like it, but it's not like that's going to be like 5th on the list.
Really?
You know what? Yeah, because it'd be like steak.
Yeah.
Then maybe, I don't know, Willie's cheeseburger.
A cheeseburger from Willie's?
Love it. Have you ever had one?
Yeah. Willie's has good food.
Dude, it's fantastic.
But I go to Willie's. I generally don't get the cheeseburger. They've got great fried shrimp. And believe it or not, their ribs are pretty good at Willie's.
I've never had the ribs there, but the cheeseburger's good. Their brisket tacos are good there. And their chicken strips are fabulous. Just saying.
He's Joe Reinagel. He's 12. Let's go to a place like Willie's and order chicken strips.
I get a red color.
It's weird. There's so many good burger places, and I know the burger at Willie's is good, but I'm not getting a burger there.
It just depends. If when you're standing in line waiting to order and you're looking up there and man, that cheeseburger.
So you just randomly hop into a Willie's not knowing what you're going to get?
No, that's the beauty of it. Because there's a Willie's right across 1604 from where we live.
Yeah.
So it's right there. So Maggie and I go over there from time to time. And sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it's just a shot in the dark.
I've got to be craving Willie's to end up at Willie's.
No, Willie's.
Or somebody says meet us at Willie's. No, then I know exactly what I'm going to get. Shrimp or ribs.
I don't like to go if I can't have a cold beer.
True.
Because, the beer's good and cold there. And a nice cheeseburger or chicken strips or brisket tacos. Even the taco salad is good there. Dude, I'm telling you need to open yourself up a little.
I can't wait to try their chicken strips. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. Of course, it's a cold day today because the rodeo is going on. And if you're down at the rodeo, you might see Dr. Mark Havercorn from River City Oral Surgery. He's one of the volunteer doctors there with the rodeo because that's what he does. He's an oral surgeon. He's a medical doctor. And his practice there at River City Oral Surgery is unlike any other practice that you're going to be around because, he offers direct patient care. He doesn't want your insurance. He won't accept your insurance, but he's probably going to be less expensive than if you tried to use insurance for any of your oral surgery type needs. All his prices are listed right on the website, rivercityoms.com. And all those prices are everything from start to finish. It's one price. You're not going to go in there and you think it's going to be this and it ends up being that. No, you know exactly what you're going to pay when you, before you walk in. Check the website, rivercityoms.com. You see you need a tooth pulled and you know it. The price is there. Wisdom teeth, it's there. You need dental implants. He is an expert at dental implants, whether you're trying to do all your teeth or just one, and you've been having issue after issue with the crown and whatnot. You need one implant, you need them all, and the prices are all right there on the website. And he's a great local doctor. His office there at 1604 and I-10, basically across from Topgolf, not far from the Willie's Ryan Eagle is talking about. River City Oral Surgery. Financing is available. If you have dental insurance, his staff will help you file a claim. Maybe you get some money back. And the other great part, you don't need a referral. You just call him, make an appointment. 210-778-0002. 778-0002 for River City Oral Surgery online, rivercityoms.com.
What's happening around the city of San Antonio? We're going to talk to Maddy Skye. That is coming up after the Sports Center update. College football news today. Marshall has filed suit against Conference USA. They want to expedite their exit from the league so it can join the Sun Belt Conference this summer. By the way, the good news for UTSA, Marshall is not on their schedule. We'll have to see how that all plays out. And tonight, the 20th-ranked Texas Longhorns, they are 19-8 on the year, 8-6 in the Big 12. They welcome in TCU. 6 o'clock tip-off for that ball game. It will be televised on ESPN2. Texas State Bobcats, they take on South Alabama, 7 o'clock tip-off. You can see that ball game on ESPN+. Meanwhile, the Houston Texans have re-signed their longest tenured player, the Inc. long snapper, John Weeks. It's only a one-year deal, but Weeks is going into his 13th season with the Texans. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Joe Reinagle.
The San Antonio Home and Garden Show is coming up February 25th through the 27th, and the Window Source of San Antonio would love to see you there. We'll be there hoping homeowners just like you get quality windows at the price you deserve. Come by our booth and mention ESPN, and we'll knock off an additional 5%. Isn't it time you let them old windows go? Call the Window Source of San Antonio right now, 210-880-3021. That's 210-880-3021. Come visit our showroom at 6800 Fairgrounds Parkway, or visit us at windowsourceofsa.com.
March Madness, where allegiances mean everything and fandom reigns supreme, where Cinderella teams dance with bracketbusters and perennial powerhouses. Your fire fuels their flight. Go beyond your limits and enter the NCAA universe. The road to the Final Four goes through San Antonio, March 24th and 26th at the AT&T Center. Get your seats to the regional round today at ncaa.com/MBB tickets.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
On the radio, all I hear is sell us your house, sell us your car, sell us your dog, sell us your wife, and sell us your children. My name's John Clay Wolf, and I created GiveMeTheVin.com. First guy to ever advertise sell us your car on the radio. Been doing it 30 years. Everybody copied me, man. I got to come up with a new deal. No, I don't, because we're the best car buyer in the United States of America. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Yeah! Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Get the last water softener you'll ever own and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Kinetico.
Visit KineticoSA.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
This is The Blitz with Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
The city has a broad, wide view, so tune in what we to bring to you. We brought in Maddy Skyline. We brought in Maddy Skyline.
It is time for Maddy Skyline here on The Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. She is Maddy Skye, the food and culture editor of the San Antonio Express News, sometimes referred to as Fishy by various apps out there. Maddy, how's your Wednesday?
It's going well. It's very chilly, I'm sure for you all too, but other than that, it's going well.
Okay, Maddy, I'm worried.
I'm the fishy thing.
Yeah, I don't know where did that come from?
Her Twitter.
Twitter?
There's an app that I use to transcribe my interviews. It's like AI technology, so it's very smart, and it picks up even like if the interview was kind of shaky or the audio was low for some reason, it's like magic, and it'll pick up all the audio. But sometimes it struggles with certain words. Usually, of course, it'll struggle with Spanish words or Spanish slang. But for some reason today, the interview that I was transcribing, when I answered the phone call, I said, yes, it's Maddy. And it picked up and transcribed it as, yes, it's fishy.
I hate it when that happens. That happens to me all the time on the spell check or correct or whatever. And then you look like a real donkey, right? I mean.
Well, that's it. The voice to text, and you're like, I talk for a living.
Exactly. I hate that. Yeah. It drives me insane. I was worried about you, though, Maddy. I saw in one of your tweets recently you wanted to go to sleep for 3 days. What have you been doing? You been partying or what? What's happening?
No, I I've been waking up really early to go work out, actually. So, yeah, I wake up around 5 or 6 a.m. to go get a workout in. But I don't always go to bed, at the time that it would allow for me to get a full 7-8 hours. I've been going to bed around 11:30, 12. So I'm a little sleep deprived. No, I haven't. No, I've been mellow, just getting up way too early.
It is Wednesday. I mean, if you follow Maddy on the socials, and most of you probably do, and if you're not, you're doing it wrong. You realize she has a better weekend than most of us, and by Wednesday she needs a nap.
Yeah,
just so she could be geared up for Friday or Saturday. Although, speaking of going out and doing things, you wrote about a new concert venue in San Antonio, or my essay has it in the article, and it was written by you, the new Techport Arena. Now, I did not know what this was, or even that we were getting it, until I saw a tweet from April Ansira yesterday, and now I'm starting to learn more about it. Big shows coming, like Smashing Pumpkins, Papa Roach is going to be out there, but it's a concert venue / gaming center / restaurant.
Yeah, it's like so multi-purpose. And for me, it's so crazy because I think like most San Antonians, my whole family worked at Kelly Air Force Base in the 90s. So it's the former location, it's the decommissioned Kelly Air Force Base where this is all at now. And for my parents who are like hardcore rockers, this is like a full circle moment because like Papa Roach is going to be there where they used to work. Papa Roach, like hardcore rock? I don't know. But
no, but is your mom going to go see Wasp?
Maybe. I don't know. It's so close to where I live. It's like less than 10 minutes. It's just, I didn't know, just like you, I was so surprised that we're getting this like high tech, they call it like a high tech playground. And I compared the seating to kind of get like a grasp of how large it is. Of course, it's not as big as the AT&T Center, but it's larger than the Tobin. So I have more seating capacity than the Tobin. I was trying to give you a grasp of how large this place is, and it has like esports capabilities, exhibition rooms, a venue, so pretty cool stuff south of Highway 90, which is always really important.
Which is perfect for what San Antonio needs for stuff like that. Now, I'm hoping there's going to be some better acts than Smashing Pumpkins and Papa Roach and Wasp.
Wow.
I mean, come on. Is there going to be, can we get some other acts coming in here, Maddy? What do you think? I mean, you would think it might attract some stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about it, I think it's cool. I don't know if it can be used. If Kelly Air Force Base, I'm imagining like people can just come in their private jets, like artists, right? Like if they want to come just directly into the airport, into the venue. I mean, this is something I'm just assuming. I didn't report on this, but if it has like the abilities for airplanes, you would think as an artist is like, oh, I can just fly my jet in.
Yeah,
right?
Except sound check, crew, all the other things. Although, I mean, if you're a big time enough, the crew's there set up, you land your plane. How cool would that be?
That'd be great.
You see the dude, it's like watching Game Day on Saturday, and they see the guest picker land on the private wheels up plane, come on, get on the set, and then go about their day after they do that. Is that what you're saying? Just fly in, fly out?
Basically, yeah. So Kevin Gates, I know, is pretty popular, and Carla Morrison is also coming. And that's just the debut lineup. So of course, but this group that manages it also manages like Allegiant Stadium, all of these big name stadiums. So it's like it's a reputable.
Well, I'm excited about it because I love going to watch live music, and a lot of bands don't come to San Antonio because we don't have the size venue they need. Yes, we have the AT&T Center. The Alamo Dome tries that little theater thing, but rent's expensive and whatnot. I mean, it seems that when you talk to various artists or somebody with like a Live Nation, why aren't shows coming? Venue or venue price, rent, date availability are always the thing. Now, we were talking about this a little earlier in the show about the old Verizon, which I thought was coming back as a music venue. And a guy named Dan Calvert tweets, the venue is called Real Life Amphitheater. They're going to see Zach Brown there in May.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Chicken Fried's coming to San Antonio, and I didn't know that. I mean, seriously?
I mean, I don't keep up with Zach Brown fan, but I believe it. But the Verizon is, from what I remember when I was younger, it's kind of like further out, right?
Yeah, it's in Selma.
Yeah.
And then it was, it went away and became a church, and apparently now it's coming back. We've got this thing, and I the port, whatever technology arena, but we need venue sizes like this. I'm excited about this because I'm excited to see what shows are going to start coming to San Antonio.
Me too. And for me, it's going to be a hop, skip, and a jump.
from your house. So everybody, what she just said, pregame at Maddy's.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that
Definitely
too.
not.
I heard that too.
Definitely not.
I'm really surprised though, Jason. You didn't know about Zach Brown. I thought y'all were boys.
Dude,
don't y'all hang out at parties together and stuff?
We were hanging out at a party, and I think one of the reasons he was hanging out with me and Rob at the Super Bowl party in Minnesota is because we had no idea who he was. And I think he appreciated that we had no idea who he was until somebody wanted a picture with him. And then we're like, oh, dude, you're Zach Brown? That's kind of cool.
I can't wait. I would go see the Zach Brown band.
See him. We're tight. We're boys.
Y'all are boys.
We're going to do that. And this other this new place over by Maddy's house, I would imagine we'll get a lot of Tejano type artists there. And it's also kind of cool that we now have a Tejano radio station in San Antonio.
Nice segue.
You like that?
Yeah, that was a good Tejano. What are the call numbers? 95.7.
Tejano 95.7.
I was listening to it earlier while I was working. It was like I turned it on right when they were playing Emilio Nevada, and I was like, I love this Picasso. But yeah, so that's exciting. Tejano station in San Antonio on a nice FM station, a nice clear signal. And all of and I spoke to Hector Saldana, who used to write for the Express News, and is also like a huge music expert. We talked a little bit about how important it is for San Antonio to have this infrastructure of a Tejano station, because, as San Antonio grows into this national spotlight, because people are getting sick of writing about Austin, and now there's like such a big interest in San Antonio. It's important for visitors, investors, corporate America to realize that, Tejano is part of San Antonio's culture. It is woven into the fabric, and, it's here to stay, whether it's, you're listening to the legends and the foundation or the newer musicians. So very exciting, very important part of San Antonio culture.
Maddy, and just as we visit with Maddy Skye, the Express News this morning in Tejano 95.7 is a part of our Alpha Media family here in San Antonio. I'm not the demo. You are. I did not realize we did not have a Tejano station in San Antonio when we were considered the Tejano capital of the world. And as they said in the meeting this morning, it'd be like no country station in Nashville. It doesn't make sense. What does it mean for the demo to now have this type of radio station, a Tejano station?
It's a really interesting history because, I grew up with KXPN. That logo and the sounds are like tried into my brain. And in 2019, they switched to HD2, which I'm not completely sure how that works. So technically, KXPN still exists. It's on HD2. And then a week later, KMOL also launched, and it's on AM FM2. I forgot the call numbers, but this is like the first big launch in this investment in Tejano. And for me, it was funny the way it all worked out, because just yesterday, just out of pure coincidence, I tweeted, I'm so happy that I grew up in the Tim Duncan era with Tejano music. Like, that was not planned at all. Obviously, when I found out today, I was like, well, this is crazy. But for us, it's like this nostalgic sound that we grew up with in 1990s. And it's something that when I have kids, I want to show them these artists. Selena's going to be easy to come by, but like Emilio Nevada, I have to go through playlists and Spotify, and it's just something that unites everybody. It brings back so many memories of barbecues, quinceañeras, just eating at different taquerias with my family. There's so many songs that popped up during that little time frame that I was listening to for an hour and a half, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot this song existed. So it's important, and I was talking to Hector too, just I didn't add this in the story, but with anything like you all do, events and programming around town, it's going to be exciting to see how this new station plays into fiesta or cultural events and has that presence there. And, maybe, I know it's just getting its foot off the ground, but, having its own events or just having that presence around the city.
Tejano music, though, is just, I love listening to it, honestly, because it's just happy.
Yep.
Right? You can't help but tap your feet. I had the privilege of meeting Emilio a couple of times in my career and just loved the guy. He always treated me very well. And Rolito, his brother, he's incredible. And the energy this guy has. So it was just always a lot of fun. And you smile, you move, you want to dance. And so Tejano music is just, it's just one of those things you can't be unhappy listening to it. It's fun.
And the bilingual aspect of it, and the bilingual aspect of a Tejano radio station, a lot of it is going to be in English. I know a good friend of mine is really good friends with David Lee Garza. So I've met David Lee Garza a number of times, and he's played, private shows for, 20, 30 people at that stuff. And, through the years, and, I know he'll be a core artist over there. It's just kind of cool. But I didn't realize, that there was that whole missing in the San Antonio radio market scene.
And I think the San Antonio culture too, it's like heavily Latino influence. It's so warm and embracing and inviting. I always joke that like some people who aren't Latino know more Spanish than I do. And everybody's just part of it. It's not like there's no gatekeeping. Everybody's invited to the carne asada. And I think Tejano is like the perfect image of that, or symbol of that. If it's, it's a mix of all these different cultures and beats. And like you said, it's uplifting. It's, you want to dance to it. You can't help but be happy. Yeah. Kind of like, you're never unhappy eating a breakfast taco. Just the way you're never unhappy listening to Tejano. It kind of just all goes hand in hand. So it's going to be cool to add that station to my daily little, what is it, my presets.
Yeah, put it in your preset. Put it right up there at the top, right after 103.3 FM. and Tejano 95.7 is really good, except for between 4 and 7. Between 4 and 7, it kind of sucks.
Are they off the air? But then
I don't know. Maybe. I think they're reading the children or something. I don't know. Maddy, what else is going on in the great city of San Antonio?
So this temperature change, it's actually pretty notable. So it's not like a record, because National Weather Service doesn't keep record on like 24-hour changes. It's more of like a stat, but you're not over exaggerating. Like the temperature swap that we had from yesterday to today, when we had our ACs on, now we're like freezing. It's actually, we haven't seen something like this. I haven't seen something like this in my whole life. The last time we had a temperature switch like this was 1990. So you're not over exaggerating. This is pretty drastic. I think it's like a 47 or 40, high up in the 40 degree difference, because we were like in the 80s yesterday. We're in the 30s today. And in 1990, it went from 83 degrees to 20 degrees.
And what year were you born?
92.
It was good talking to you, Maddy.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with the old guys.
I know.
Yesterday I went out for National Margarita Day. And I had on like a summer outfit because it was hot. And then by the time I was going home, I looked like a ding dong because I was freezing.
I love Texas weather.
That's what it is.
You don't like it? Just wait a little while.
Margarita Day was fantastic, though.
I'm sure it was. And I hate both of you now for indulging. I had to go to work after the show. I wasn't able to indulge in a margarita.
Next week, man.
Next week.
And tomorrow, are you making it out to the Root Pub tomorrow for the station's 14th birthday party?
We'll see.
We'll see. Maddy will be there. No, Maddy doesn't like to venture north of 410.
Okay.
I mean, she gets a rash.
We'll have a margarita.
Allergic reaction.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, Maddy. She's coming out to join us live. Maddy Skye from the San Antonio Express News, the food and culture editor, as she joins us every Wednesday for Maddy Skye. Have a great week, Maddy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
No, nothing like peer pressure.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. She'll be there.
Yeah. She's like, damn, it's an expensive Uber.
Yeah, because if not, she's got to come on the show again next Wednesday. And you and I have pretty good memories when it comes to stuff like that.
We can't remember what we did yesterday, but we do hold a grudge.
We hold a grudge.
We do hold a grudge. And our 14th birthday party is tomorrow. We'll give you some details on that as we continue here on the Blitz. If you're shopping for a new vehicle, you need to go see my friends over at Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Tejano complex. Very easy for us to, or for me to tell you about and recommend Ancira, because I am a longtime Ancira customer. Through the years, I've bought many vehicles from Ancira, and it's because of how well they take care of you before, during, and most importantly, after the sale. That great customer service is why Ancira has been a top family-run dealership in San Antonio for decades. They're going to make sure you're getting the vehicle you want with the options and features that you're looking for. They'll give you great value on your trade-in, the best rebates and financing options that are available. And you know price made Ancira number one. Price keeps Ancira number one. So think Ancira. Ancira Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Truck, part of the Ancira Tejano complex on I-10 West between Wurzbach and Huebner.
And now, a man's thoughts on San Antonio Sports Star. What were you thinking?
That escalated quickly.
This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
You can talk low carb all you want, but if you don't have a lineup of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the keto game. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are high protein and low carb. Plus, they're low sugar, gluten-free, and naturally loaded in collagen. So it is a no-brainer. Get the bold flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B and online at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
The Roo Pub is the best place to watch a game. Football, basketball, the big fights, they have them on at the Roo on their 3 massive 170-inch laser screens and TVs all around. Come hungry, the food is fantastic, and the kitchen is open until 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Roo Pub has the best darts area in town, indoor cornhole and weekday happy hour from 11 to 6. For lunch, dinner, or late at night, and the best place to watch a game, get into the Roo Pub at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Was the guy driving the company van next to you too busy taking the infamous car selfie for his dating app when he wrecked into you? He's still single, but now you're seriously hurt. If you or a loved one is hurt in a wreck with an 18-wheeler or company vehicle, don't call just any dude. Call the dude, the personal injury dude. Mark Poling at Poling Law PLLC at pidude.com. That's pidude.com. Or call 210-201-0303 24 hours a day.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Water stains on the shower glass. Try rubbing some shaving cream on them.
Tyler's cleaning crew knows every housekeeping trick in the book.
Handling timesheets now.
But they need a proper bookkeeper to keep finances tidy.
New equipment is a business expense, right?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. San Antonio Sports Star Drive to End Hunger is going on now through March 25th. Just go to sasportstar.com to give what you can or just find drop-off locations. It's all presented by the Institute for Functional Health, Rambler Sparkling Water, Copenhagen Imports, and Airtron.
Hey, this is Michael Jimenez. Have lunch with me on Halftime tomorrow at noon. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
And Jimenez is going to be live out at the Roo Pub tomorrow from noon to 2 for halftime. The Blitz will be out there 4 to 7 as we celebrate the station's 14th birthday party. We'll talk more about that coming up in a couple of minutes. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Edwin Hafner is producing today. And, you know, Joe, I know you're all about the new music.
Oh, I am. Yes.
Especially when it's new music from old guys.
Yeah.
From and on Traeger.
I only saw you once, and that was a long, long time ago.
Yeah, it sounds like a Willie song.
Sounds just like him.
Yeah, that well, it is. It's 89-year-old Willie Nelson. He's released. That's the first single on his new album. The entire album actually will get released on the dude's 89th birthday, which is April 29th.
That is really cool, though. You know, we can laugh and make fun, but the guy's amazing. I mean, the guy's amazing. And, you know, I mean this in all sincerity. I mean, the guy's stoned all the time.
Well, I mean,
so maybe that's just, is there some scientific fact for this? I mean, the guy's stoned, he's 89, he's still working hard. Now, so you put out an album, you got to go on tour, right?
Well, that's it. And again, if you're a musician and you quit touring, you die.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
So,
and if you put a new record out, you've got to go on tour to support the new record. The new record is called A Beautiful Time. The song you just heard, I'll Love You Till the Day I Die.
Thank you, Jason.
And he actually wrote it with Chris Stapleton.
Still the reason why.
Here we go, the chorus.
I love you till the day I die.
Classic Willie.
You know, Trigger still sounds good. His voice still sounds good.
Yeah.
And there's been times here recently, you know, it's one of those, there was a period 5-6 years ago. Every time he was anywhere close, I went.
Yeah.
Because you don't know if it's going to be the last time you're going to see them. You know, a lot of people say, you know, like, I'm going to go see Metallica Friday night in Vegas. Dude, you've seen Metallica enough. You never know with those guys when it's going to be the last time you're going to see them.
How old are those guys now?
Older
Gotta be in
than
their
you.
70s, right?
Not quite 70s, I don't think.
Well, Metallica was 70s rock, wasn't it? Or was it more 80s?
80s, more 80s.
More 80s?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
they're more your age.
More 80s.
They've just lived a little
Well,
bit
and
harder.
as we know, guys my age are going strong. You know, career change and the whole thing. It's great.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is? It's, I mean, to think that you're going to get a new Willie album on his 89th birthday. Yeah, James Hetfield, he's only 58 years old, the lead singer from Metallica.
That's it.
Just 58.
Okay.
He just looks 80.
So they were, well, rock and roll, right? Hard rock. It's tough on you. But I'm really happy for Willie. And, you know, I was never a huge Willie Nelson fan. Obviously, there's some good songs from Willie, but I was never a huge Willie Nelson fan. But I'm happy for the guy, and I'm glad that he's around and still doing what he does. And who knows? You know what? If he goes on tour, I'd like to go see him. I would buy a ticket and I would go see him.
I know you've never met him. You said that earlier.
I've never been to a concert
You've
either.
never even seen Willie in concert.
Not a Willie Nelson fan necessarily. I don't dislike the guy, but it was not on my
You're not
playlist.
gonna spend money
you
to
know what
go.
I'm saying? And I went,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but having said that, if he goes on tour with this new album, I'm in.
You're in.
I'm in.
Ron Engel's in.
There's got to be a list. I'm going to look it up here and see if he's got a concert schedule out.
I'm sure he does.
He has to,
He's
right?
got a whole website and everything.
So we'll just we'll get those tickets and go. And I'll be a proud Willie fan that night.
Yes, he will.
I will.
In more ways than one. Shea Patterson, the #1 overall draft pick in the USFL draft, the former Michigan Wolverine quarterback, is going to join us at 5:30. But you know what? A lot of questions about the Cowboys and what they need to do this offseason. We'll dive into some of that as we continue here on the Blitz. If you're having any issues at the house with your heater today or your AC this weekend or plumbing issues, you know there's one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are a full-service company. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. At Quartermoon, they do not have commissioned sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions. They have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Air conditioner, heater, plumbing, 210-651-5899 or online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning? Here's what you missed.
Hank the Tank is a black bear that lives in the Lake Tahoe region on the California side. Is responsible for 29 confirmed break-ins around this community.
Texas, it would have been like, dude would have been on the front page with his arm around the bear.
Got him from 150 yards.
And you know what we'd be saying to Texas? Hey, man, he broke in his house. He got what he deserved.
Rob Thompson, Rudy J. Weekday morning 7 to 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
This flu season update is sponsored by Exergen. Do you have the flu? Here's CBS News medical contributor, Dr. David Agus.
The flu classically doesn't have GI symptoms to start and respiratory symptoms. It can, but it doesn't. But they can imitate each other. So the flu classically starts with fever and chills. And then if you have it for more than 3 days, you need to go to your doctor.
The leading sign of COVID is a fever, so everyone needs an accurate thermometer. Try the Exergen temporal scanner and learn more at Exergen.com.
Made in America, highest quality, locally owned business. That's Connecticut Quality Water Softeners. I'm Chris Knippa, owner of Connecticut in San Antonio in the Hill Country. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
A Connecticut is made right here in America, has the best warranty in the industry, and is the wise investment for your home. Plus, you can try a Connecticut water system for 90 days absolutely free with no contract. Call us 656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Spring into better sleep with the award-winning comfort of Casper. If you've never experienced sleep in 4D, you're in for a treat. Every Casper mattress is made with Casper 4D sleep technology, Casper's innovative formula for your best night's sleep. Explore all Casper products, mattresses, sheets, pillows, and more at Casper.com. And use code P100 for $100 off select mattresses. That's code P100 for $100 off select mattresses. Exclusions apply. See Casper.com for more details.
I like fresh eggs as much as the next guy, but maybe free-range chickens in the office wasn't a great idea.
We should just use Easy Cater. Breakfast, lunch, treats, on time, and as ordered.
And I bet they never preened their feathers in the conference room without reserving it first! There's a clipboard outside the door. You put your name.
It's not that hard, guys.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Food for work, on time, and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He is Joe Reinagle. I am Jason Minix. Now let me do that again. I'm Jason Minix. He's in sticker shock. That is Joe Reinagle looking at Willie Nelson concert ticket prices.
Well, I'm looking at
You just committed to go, and now you're backpedaling.
No, it just depends on where you want to go and who you want to see with him. Now, he's performing, it says here, with George Strait and the Randy Rogers Band, and that's coming up if I can get back to where I'm supposed to go. And this, because a bunch of these are canceled.
Well, he canceled a whole bunch of show dates because of COVID, including the Majestic.
Right, and that's all the way up. The next one that he has that I can see here, cancel, Houston, Texas on March 14th. That one is still good.
Yeah, you don't want to go there.
No, I don't want to do that. But the one at the Majestic on March 21st is canceled.
Yeah.
So Alabama's good. Kentucky's good. Austin, Texas on April 29th. Now that is with George Strait and the Randy Rogers Band.
And that is when the new album gets released. So that's a big deal.
So that's why. Okay.
Yeah,
so even nosebleed seats were like $700 a piece.
Come on, Reinagle.
No.
Wait a minute.
Dude, I told you about my Justin Bieber experience, right? $6,000 for 4 tickets. So he's cheaper than this. So if you want to wait a little bit, on May the 28th at the Whitewater Amphitheater.
Sounds like Memorial Day weekend.
Oh, I won't be here that weekend. He's playing 2
Go ahead
shows.
and buy tickets anyway. I'll take them.
He's playing 2 shows. But it's a little bit. I mean, you get VIP tickets for like $300 a piece.
At Whitewater, that's pretty good because you get VIPs generally in the upper areas. Have you ever been to Whitewater?
I've never have. I've heard about it, though. Can't you just float right up?
Not really.
You can't?
I mean, it's right on the river, but the way the venue is, the river's there, but,
you can't float up to it.
I mean, I suppose you could.
You could probably float close and hear the concert.
Yeah, sure. That you could do.
Well, maybe I'll do that.
You cheap bastard.
Man. Now, but I would do the VIP there for, $300. I to see Willie.
Mm-hmm.
And he's with some guy named Zach Bryan, and somebody knows who that is. Now, regular tickets for that aren't too bad. Let's say they've got, standing. Yeah, the GA.
They're CA. That's standing. You'd have to be with the regular people. So.
$45.
Yeah.
Okay, so $45. So is that all it is? It's either standing or VIP. Is that?
Yeah.
So there's no seats other than VIP.
Correct.
Okay. I need the seats. Me and Willie got to sit down occasionally. You know what I'm saying? Plus, you get a T-shirt and,
beer.
You get a free drink?
Well, I don't know if it's free, but you have access to a bar that's in the VIP area.
Well, then that's absolutely
you've got the
necessary.
area there, and then they've got upper level VIP areas, which are always a lot of fun.
Well, that's absolutely necessary then.
Yeah.
So that's not so bad on Memorial Day weekend. I mean, if you want to splurge a little bit and see Willie for perhaps the last time, who knows? I'm hoping not. But $289 a piece. And with that, you get ticket to the show with early entry.
Mm-hmm.
You get an exclusive Willie Nelson T-shirt.
Okay.
You get a tote bag.
Okay.
You get art print.
Uh-huh.
You get a tumbler. You get a koozie. You get a $25 voucher to the online shop. I mean, are you kidding me?
But wait,
that's
there's more.
enough. There is more. You get an executive keepsake laminate, whatever the hell that is.
It's a lanyard.
You get a 1-year Club Luck fan club membership.
How much are these tickets?
$289.
I think you should buy 4.
I agree.
I know. Joanna and I will go with you.
You get a digital download of the live show.
Uh-huh.
You get
all right.
Yeah, you get a lot of stuff for that. So you and Joanna should go and let us know how it is.
Wait a minute. I thought you wanted to go.
I won't be here on Memorial Day weekend. I'm doing something else.
You can go to Vegas anytime.
But
how many more times are you going to see Willie
on Memorial Day weekend?
Well, again, cancel that. Go to something else.
You know what fanboy is?
Uh-huh.
And I told you about, you don't plan a trip when you've had a few drinks.
Well,
and that's the worst time. And that's exactly what Maggie and I did after the Sebastian Maniscalco show.
Uh-huh.
We said, man, this guy's
So
great.
you're going to go see this guy, Sebastian, twice.
We're going to go see
before
him.
you go see Willie once.
Well, he's in Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an excuse to go to Vegas. So going
As
over,
if you
over
need
the
one.
I don't need one, but we're going to Vegas Memorial Day weekend.
Uh-huh.
So that's what we're doing.
I think you should cancel that and go to Whitewater. It's a cool venue.
Can you gamble there?
It's a great venue.
It'd be a hell of a lot cheaper. I'll tell you that.
Well, that's true. Although I love going out to Whitewater, but it is a gamble.
How do you mean?
You have to go and make sure you have a designated person.
Sure.
And I say that because one of those 306. You go left, you go right. You either
and no Ubers out there.
It takes 3 days to get your Uber, which is a great Pat Green song. But yeah, have a driver. Make sure you have a driver because when you leave there, you see the cops just picking them off. Boom, boom,
really?
Boom, boom, boom.
Well, now it just got more expensive. If I've got to have a driver,
yeah,
I mean that's going to be more than the tickets.
Not really. Edwin's cheap.
Edwin is
Pledger's always a good driver out at Whitewater because his I don't know if you knew this, but James Pledger's one of them Canyon Lake Smith and Valley types.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, yeah. He's got all the hookups out there.
He does.
He really does.
Oh, well, Pledge, we got to talk.
Yeah.
If only I was going to be here. Memorial
Pledge
Day
even
weekend.
knows how to float up on the river.
Yeah.
He knows where the holes are in the fence, so you don't have to spend any ticket money because he might have created them.
He probably did.
Knowing James Pledger, he knows every bartender out there.
Well, it sounds like Pledge is the guy to know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just and unfortunately, that's like the last opportunity because after that, he goes to Missouri, then Chicago, Illinois, and then Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and that's it. That's it.
Sounds like a road trip to Chicago.
No, I don't want to go to Chicago.
I don't know that I want to see Willie in Chicago.
No, now New Orleans, May 8th. That might be bad. Although I hate New Orleans. I really do. I can't stand New Orleans. If I never go there again, it'll be too soon.
I just think you've done New Orleans wrong.
Dude, I hate that town. It's just the worst town in the country.
I don't know how you could. The food is great. The live music is great. Get off of bourbon and you will have a great time.
Perhaps.
Sounds to me like you've had too many hurricanes and hand grenades.
Well, I've had a few hurricanes, and boy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. There's something about that city that just is creepy to me. It's all the voodoo or something that's going on in there. It creeps me out.
Go and enjoy. Get off bourbon. Go to Frenchman Street.
I'd rather go somewhere else. I could go somewhere else besides New Orleans where the food is good.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I'm off Bourbon Street.
Sounds to me like you had a bad New Orleans experience and it turned into what Aaron Rodgers paid money for a 10-day cleanse. And that bad trip has made you decide, I hate that town. It wasn't the town's fault. It was what you were able to handle.
No, it is the town's fault. It's a creepy city in my mind. It's a creepy city. I don't like it. I get a bad vibe as soon as I get off the airplane there. I don't like it.
Okay.
So I'm not going. So Willie, play in New Orleans. Have a good time. If I was going to be here Memorial Day weekend, we'd go see you.
I think you could change your Vegas trip. It'd be pretty easy to do.
Yeah, but then see, I'm working it where, because I'm a good employee, so I don't have to take any time off. Okay, so I'm doing this for you, Jason.
Oh, really? Really?
I'm going to Vegas just for you.
You want my list of days off?
Well, you've got them.
It starts on Friday.
But I'm still kind of the new guy around here, so I'm trying to ease my way in.
You say that. Ryan Nagel's a pro. Just so all you people out there listening understand that while Ryan Nagel technically is, almost 3 months on the job.
Yeah.
This time, he worked in this building in the early 90s. In fact, we worked together here in 93. You worked a couple of years.
3 years.
So you've got 3 years. So
is that grandfathered in?
Well, I mean, it depends on who you ask. If you ask Joe Reinagel and we're deciding certain things like maybe in Los Angeles on a Super Bowl trip where Jimenez tried to say, well, I'm not the rookie, Reinagel is. Well, Reinagel would say, yeah, but I've got 3 years of service in this with this company at one point,
which is very true,
which trumped you or trumped Jimenez and Rudy. So when it works to your favor, you certainly like to play I'm the new guy this time, but years of service count.
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that's going to change my whole way of thinking about things from now on. So I've got 3 years and 2 months.
See, there you go.
Yeah, I'm good.
There you go. So Jimenez is back to rookie status.
Well, I don't care if Jimenez had been here 10 years. He's still a rookie in my mind, okay? He always will be the rookie. It's just the way it is.
Fair and true.
Yes.
Jimenez tomorrow, noon to 2, live out at the Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road. Go over there, have lunch. The food is fantastic. The Blitz live 4 to 7. We're having a party tomorrow. The station is celebrating 14 years on the air in San Antonio tomorrow. So we're all going to be out there. Rob and Rudy, Pledge, everybody's going to be out at the Rue Pub. Yes, Pledge will be out of the glass box of fun. Everybody gets to go to the party except Edwin Hafner. Edwin this time is the one stuck back at the studio by himself. We're going to have a lot of prizes to give away.
Yeah, we are.
We've got a lot of stuff that we are going to give away. I haven't seen if it got delivered yet today. It was supposed to.
And it's always fun at the Rue Pub anyway.
It's always fun
whether
at the Rue
there's stuff
Pub.
or not.
We have some celebrity guests.
We do.
That are scheduled to join us. Some are sort of confirmed depending on what happens at Pilates class.
Yeah, you don't pull a muscle.
Well, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's the serious text exchange earlier today with Michelle Beadle.
Yeah.
She's got some things to do in a Pilates class. So if she'll be there later, depending on if she survives a lot. She said, I've got class. And I'm like, what, are you taking algebra? What the hell do you mean you have class? Pilates on Tuesday and Thursday.
Can't miss Pilates.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it. So we'll see if she shows up. That'd be nice to see her out there. And I know you there's been some others that you've been in contact with. So needless to say, whatever happens, it's going to be a lot of fun out there. We're celebrating the 14th birthday. There will be prizes. I know those will show up. That's for sure. So we're going to have fun. So come join us tomorrow out at the Rue Pub for halftime from 12 to 2, and then stick around for the Blitz from 4 to 7.
And then we're going to stick around and party. Well, some of us are.
Some of you are.
Some of us have to go to work.
I'm going to stick around and have dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Because the food is fantastic at the Rue Pub.
So we'll see you boys tomorrow at the Rue Pub. Get there early, get a table.
Yeah.
Be there all day. It's going to be a fun party. And, one of the great things, as we often say with this show, it's as if we're sitting around a bar talking sports. And it's interesting. Like, I went to dinner last night with some friends to celebrate National Margarita Day. And, obviously Cowboy talk comes up. The idea of the Cowboys and what they can do, what they can't do, the cap hell. There are so many, I don't know what the right word is, misconceptions, false narratives about the Cowboys cap situation. It's not Dak Prescott's contract that is killing the Cowboys cap space. There are, when you look at top quarterbacks in the league, I mean, Dak Prescott is actually ranked 7th as far as cap hit goes. So you look at Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Deshaun Watson, Ryan Tannehill, Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes, then Dak Prescott. It's not Dak's contract that is hurting the Cowboys. There are others that you look at when you look at, maybe you can restructure a DeMarcus Lawrence deal. What is Amari Cooper going to end up doing? La'el Collins and his production this year says, can you rework that? What can you do there? Because that's a lot of money up there. Even Blake Jarwin, when you look at some of those deals, can you re-sign all the players you want to? Probably not. It never works that way with the Dallas Cowboys. But if you're arguing with your friends, it's not Dak's deal that is killing the Cowboys. Look at Zeke's deal.
Yeah.
That one is hurting the Dallas Cowboys. Not this year.
Not this year.
Not this year. It wouldn't do enough. Next year, yes.
I don't know if Zeke will be here next year. Honestly, I think Zeke maybe has a year left as a Dallas Cowboy.
You look at Zeke's deal, Collins' deal, hell, the Cowboys still have to pay $7 million to Jalen Smith next year. That's the one that bites, because that dude isn't even here.
That's the job I want.
$7 million not to work?
To do nothing.
Yeah, I'm with you there. La'el Collins, Zeke, those are the contracts that are just bad-looking contracts on the Cowboys' ledger right now. Now, at the time they were signed, whether you want to argue Zeke should have got his deal or not got his deal, he had Jerry over the barrel. Jerry thought they were a running back away from going to the Super Bowl. There were, again, and the comparisons were made at the time, Joe, if you remember. I think we were in Oxnard at the same time.
Yeah.
You weren't doing radio then, but Jerry, when he signed Zeke and Zeke came off the beach, Jerry told us the story. I remember Emmett. He held out those 2 games. I gave him his money, and we got a ring.
Yeah. That was Emmett.
He was hoping
Zeke is not Emmett.
Would repeat himself. He is not. But Emmett continues to defend Zeke. Go back to our conversation with Emmett on Super Bowl Radio Row in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Go back to what Emmett told us a year ago in the year. But Emmett, and I don't know that he's doing it just to defend the running back position. But I'm going to listen to what Emmett has to say when it comes to running backs.
I don't think Emmett would do that, because Emmett was as critical of the Cowboys as I've ever heard Emmett be in public. And he did defend it, because he hears what we hear. Cowboy fans, Troy, Pollard, right? Pollard should be the guy. Tony Pollard should be the guy. And Emmett says, no, he can't be the guy. He's not big enough. He's not built to be an every down running back. And that's according to Emmitt Smith, not Joe Reinagle.
But Emmett and a lot of other people, Tony Pollard wasn't even an every down back in college. He's always been a share carry kind of guy, get in space, receiving type running back. He's a crap blocker. And again, Emmett's making way too much money for his blocking skills.
Yeah.
But if Zeke can get healthy, and that's what Emmett told us in LA, dude, that knee injury, you guys don't understand. But if rest is all he needed, shut him down for 3 or 4 or 5 weeks in the season and win when it matters, like, I don't know, in January in the playoffs.
Yeah, but remember, he also explained that too. He said football players are going to go. Yeah. And so if it's not structurally damaged where a doctor would say, if you keep going, you're going to hurt it more, then a football player is going to play, and they're going to play through the pain. And that's what Emmett claims Zeke did. And that's why he didn't shut him down. He also, it was really kind of cool the way he explained it, Jason, because he said, look, a defense prepares for the number 1 guy, right? So they're preparing for Zeke Elliott. When Zeke's not in there and Pollard's in there, the defense has to adjust to Pollard. So Pollard may be able to bust one. where Zeke cannot. And I thought that was very interesting because, quite frankly, being on this side of the fence looking in, I was kind of on the Pollard train. And I still am, because I think he's a good back. And I think the Cowboys, if nothing else, if he's not an every down back, they should utilize him more than they do. I don't think they utilize him enough. Having said all of that, I'm just not sure that Zeke Elliott is the guy. Look, he has not been the same back.
He hasn't.
Since he signed that big contract.
And some of those are injuries. Last year it was COVID, and, he got off to a slow start. And, I think we all are a little understanding of what it takes to come back from COVID at this point, where last year we didn't really give them that benefit of the doubt that maybe it was worse, especially on the conditioning and the breathing side. I don't know. I look at production. I mean, I really don't even give a damn what he's making. I want to see him getting a whole bunch of yards and a whole bunch of touchdowns, and I want to see wins. That was always as much of a Romo-sexual as I am with Tony Romo. I don't care about all the yards. I care about wins, and I care about when those wins happen.
Right.
And we haven't seen that. We never saw it from Tony.
No.
We've yet to see it from Dak. We don't see it from Zeke. If the Cowboys go win a Super Bowl, none of us care how much Zeke makes.
Or Dak or anybody else. You just make it work, and that's what happens. And, if Cowboy fans are happy with a 13-3 regular season record, and that's what you're happy with, and you're the number one offense in the league, and if that makes you happy, then God bless you. But it doesn't make Jerry Jones happy or anybody else. Super Bowls or nothing. That's just the way it is. So that's why I'm sick of hearing about they were the number one offense in the league. Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'll buy you a Coke at 7-Eleven because that's about all you get.
They sell them. And apparently enough of you people buy them. Although I've never seen anybody wear one, not even at a game, the NFC East Championship shirts.
No.
Right? And maybe just because we got spoiled with the Spurs. Remember when we used to go buy Midwest Championship T-shirts?
Yeah.
And we used to put banners up in the arena for each one.
Yeah.
I think now there's like one of those blankets you get for your kid when they graduate, all the different T-shirts they collected throughout their senior year. You make a blanket out of that. That's kind of the thing to do.
And you add the date.
Yeah.
Right.
They've got, where they celebrate that, but it's kind of in the background. Right. Don't buy an NFC East Championship T-shirt. Nobody gives a damn.
Nobody cares.
I don't even know why they sell NFC Championship gear, because you're not going to buy it. You're not going to wear it long. You're either going to buy the Super Bowl championship shirt or nothing, right? I'm curious, if you were to take a weekend trip to Cincinnati for whatever reason, would you see people walking around in AFC championship stuff?
Yes.
No,
I think you would. But Cincinnati's a different animal than Dallas.
Sure.
Because
even in Cincinnati, I don't think you would. You might see Super Bowl stuff that have both logos on it, or the Bengals logo.
Yeah.
But nobody celebrates. You and I have both been around hundreds of NFL people throughout our lives. How many times have you seen somebody wearing their AFC or NFC championship ring?
You don't. You don't see it.
I've seen it one time.
Really?
John Peterson. John Peterson, who was a longtime scout, wears his Seahawks NFC championship ring. Only time I've ever seen one. Well, when I realized they actually make conference championship rings.
Look, if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, if you are part of the Jones family, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. Super Bowl championships, not even Super Bowl appearances. I think if the Cowboys got to the Super Bowl and lost,
that's more devastating.
Well, I don't know if it's more devastating.
Dude, I would rather
At
lose
this point in time, I'd like to see him win a playoff game.
I would rather lose to San Francisco in the first round than lose in the Super Bowl.
You have got to be kidding me.
That's a bad argument, but I think it's true.
No, there's no way. You get to the Super Bowl, and if you happen to Cowboys get to the Super Bowl, they lose to the Rams.
Oh, let me ask you.
24-20.
It's been a long time since the Cowboys have lost a Super Bowl. In fact, I don't know that they've lost a Super Bowl when I've been old enough to remember. You're a Tennessee Titan fan. You've lost a Super Bowl by a yard.
It was devastating.
Would you rather lose like you did to Cincinnati or lose by a yard in the Super Bowl?
I'd rather lose by a yard in the Super Bowl because you had a chance. You were there. You had an opportunity. Look,
as an Astro fan, losing the World Series.
Well, I know you've experienced that quite a bit, especially
the Rangers
when they play the Cardinals.
Strike away. Yeah.
So I just
right.
can't believe that you would rather lose in the first round than lose in the Super Bowl, because that means you won 3 playoff games to get to the Super Bowl,
but
and
again,
the excitement builds.
But nobody gives a damn about those 3 playoff wins if you don't win the Super Bowl.
Jason, I cannot believe that you would rather get beat by Jimmy Garoppolo in the first round.
You're right. It's
than go to the Super Bowl and lose.
Awful.
Yeah,
Awful.
that's terrible.
Awful.
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm just
you lost
saying,
to Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm just saying. I look at Aaron Rodgers. Nobody gives a damn that he's been to a couple straight NFC Championship games. It's all about winning the Super Bowl.
That's all it is.
Any loss
and he got
is
beat by Jimmy Garoppolo too,
yep,
didn't he?
He certainly did.
Wow,
he certainly did.
Why isn't Jimmy Garoppolo being talked about as the MVP?
I think
he beat
obvious.
the Cowboys on the road, the
Look,
Packers on the road.
I just had a really bad take. Don't you make one either. Let's talk with the quarterback that just got drafted number 1 overall in the USFL. First, let me tell you about Sammy's Embroidery Club over on San Pedro. I've been telling you, you need your logo on a jacket, a hoodie, a half zip. It was going to get cold. You need it today. Beanies, you can get into Sammy's Embroidery Club. He'll get you taken care of. He's got all the big name brands like North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Port Authority. If you need polos, you need shirts, you need hats, Sammy has them, and plenty of inventory in stock. He's got the largest selection of caps, including the popular Richardson style cap in stock. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from, not just embroidery, silkscreen shirts as well for any occasion. Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands and is the only company in Texas with 1-day turnaround. No order too small, certainly no order too big. All items do come with a warranty. Call Sammy's Embroidery at 210-824-3900. 824-3900, or better yet, get into that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's. The website, samsembroidery.com for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
The number 1 pick in the USFL draft, Shae Patterson, coming up next right after this Sports Center update. We've got some college basketball for you tonight. The 20th ranked Texas Longhorns. They are 19-8 on the year. They welcome in TCU. 6 o'clock tip-off. It will be televised on ESPN2. U.S. women's national team continues to play in the 2022 She Believes Cup. They will go up against Iceland tonight, 8 o'clock. That's also a game you can see on ESPN2. College football news, Marshall files a lawsuit against Conference USA, trying to expedite its exit from the league so it can join the Sun Belt Conference this summer. Marshall is not scheduled to play UTSA this fall. And Tom Brady's a GOAT on the field, and, well, now he wants to be a movie star. He will produce 80 for Brady. Yeah, it's a movie coming out this year.
When it comes to Twin Peaks beverages, they take things pretty seriously, which is why over the last few months they've been innovating, they've been creating, and they've created an elevated drink menu that is something for everyone. Their newest creations have already hit the bar. Get ready for additions like the Pink Whitney with Pink Lemonade Vodka by the Spittin' Chicklets Crew, the Termana Silver, it's one of Dwayne Rock Johnson's premium tequilas. Cheers! Twins! Eats are fantastic. Drinks, they're icy cold, and oh, those scenic views!
My name is Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for 50 years. I went to school here. I graduated from law school here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after a serious injury or a fatality collision for more than 27 years. If you're in your car right now, chances are you're seeing an attorney billboard, and you'll probably see 3 or more of those on your commute today. How do you decide who to call? Who to trust? I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. I'm experienced. I have a long track record of success, and I run my firm like my father did for over 50 years of practicing law here. I believe that a personal, trusting relationship with my client matters. With my firm, I meet with you. I answer your questions. I handle your case. For many lawyers you see on the billboard, your case will not be handled by the attorney on that billboard. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. If you or your family needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, an attorney that will personally handle all of the issues after a serious injury or fatality, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, 900-0400, 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyer4us.com.
Exergen would like you to know about an important new study by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has always known. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate, and they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. With new strains of COVID on the rise, we can't afford to tolerate rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
We're growing fast, and I stopped working weekends thanks to how much smoother everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 27,000 businesses already use NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/radar. Head to netsuite.com/radar for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/radar.
The play is in. The Blitz with Joe Reinagle and Jason Minix. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. I am Jason Minix. He is Joe Reinagle. Not every day you get to talk to the #1 overall pick in any draft, but we are doing that now. Former Michigan Wolverine quarterback Shea Patterson, the #1 overall player taken in the USFL draft that was held last night. And Shea joins us now. Shea, what's the last 24 hours been like for you?
Hey, how you guys doing? Thanks for having me. Man, the last day or so has been really great. Just super excited for the opportunity, and I can't wait to get back on the field. I literally didn't know anything about the draft, or I didn't meet any of the coaches beforehand, so it was a good surprise overall.
Really?
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. When you look at it though, and you see a guy like Moose Johnston, who is involved in this league heavily, does that help? I mean, that you know that it is something that's here to stay, and it's something that's big time.
Yeah. No, I was really impressed with the venue at the draft. Everything was pretty first class, and it seems like a really serious event. So I had a good time, and I can't wait. I can't wait to play in that league.
You know, it's interesting is Shea Patterson joins us here on the Blitz. And I remember when you came out of Michigan and we had you on, and, obviously your goal, get drafted in the NFL. You go through the whole draft. You don't get drafted. You sign with Kansas City, end up in the Canadian League. And now all of a sudden the USFL pops up. And you're telling me you didn't have to go through a bunch of workouts and all that kind of stuff. How did the process work that, one, you're the #1 overall pick, but two, when did you show interest, or did they show interest that, dude, there's still a future in football for you in the USFL?
Yeah. The last 2 years of my life has probably been the most challenging so far in terms of my playing days, but it just means everything. But having gone through all that adversity, myself and along with everybody around me, my support staff, just like a lot of other quarterbacks in this league that has had interesting journeys, and I'm just thankful for another opportunity to do what I love and to show people how much better I've gotten as a player and as a person. But as far as getting acclimated to the league or communication with the league before this, it was kind of crazy. Like I said, I had no communication with anybody within 3 days of the draft. So I ended up getting released from Canada, and then 3 days later I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, getting drafted. So it was a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, I bet it was. But I mean, obviously, they had to see something. I mean, to make you the #1 overall pick in the USFL draft, because when you look at the list of players that were taken, I mean, there's some talented football players there that were drafted behind you. So having said all of that, Shea, and the passion that I'm hearing come out of your voice and the heart that I can feel, then you're ready to play and go do it at a high level. I mean, something inside of you has to feel really good today.
Yeah, it feels really good there. I always believed in myself and my ability, and for a long time there, I just felt like a lot of people were doubting that and questioning that, and I've always been told that it just takes one person to believe in you, and I'm so thankful that Coach Fisher took me, and I get an opportunity to play for him. So, that feels really good.
And that is the incredible thing. And I look at Jeff Fisher, former Oilers coach, former coach with the Tennessee Titans as well. Ryan Eagles,
smart guy, obviously,
a Titans fan.
Smart guy.
Did you know Jeff Fisher prior to have conversations with him, or the fact that it's Michigan? You're going to play for the Michigan Panthers in the USFL, and obviously a college star up there. I mean, where's the connection?
Yeah, I saw that there was because I first read about the league when they first started talking about it, probably 4 or 5 months ago, and I had no idea what it was about. But yeah, the first conversation that I had with Coach Fisher was as I was walking onto the stage, and he was congratulating me and welcoming me to the team. So that was literally the first words that me and him ever spoke to each other.
Shae, you chose football over baseball. Texas Rangers, I guess, drafted you back in 2018. Was that ever a thought that maybe you made a mistake, that maybe you should have gone the baseball route instead of the football route?
A lot of people said that it was a mistake, and a lot of people were encouraging me to go, try something new and maybe take that path. But my faith in myself and my passion for football never wavered. So I never once thought that I would make that move.
Shea Patterson joining us here on the Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. Seeing some of the other spring leagues and what they've been able to do, and not one yet has been successful. And I'm a firm believer that if one can get through the first year, the Alliance had money issues. The XFL, the first time around or second time around just last year, they had COVID. Now, the USFL, the backing of Fox, get through that first year, who knows what happens. But I look around NFL roster, Shea, and I look at Logan Woodside, who was the quarterback for the San Antonio Commanders. He's now the backup quarterback with the Tennessee Titans. I look at Stafford's backup quarterback with the Rams. He's a kid that played for the Arizona Hotshots in the Alliance. I know there's an XFL quarterback in the NFL. How much does what happened yesterday give new life to your dream of making it in the NFL?
That just gave me the chills. Right? I think the cool thing with a lot of these leagues are, especially with the last 2 years with COVID and rosters being cut down and everything, I think it gives guys a second chance to get fresh film and to go out and improve themselves again. So I think it's huge. It's huge definitely for me to go out there and really just show everybody what I've been doing the last 2 years, and that's been working as hard as I can every single day, waking up with the same result, not being on a team and not really knowing what the future holds, but still working hard every day because I believe in myself. So I couldn't be more excited about it, and I don't think I could be in a better situation as far as being aligned with my ultimate goal of playing in the NFL.
So what happens next, Shea? What are the next couple of days like for you?
So as soon as I finished my season with Canada, I went down to University of Michigan, and I'm there right now, finishing my degree, taking classes in person, and working for the football program a little bit. So I'll be going back there for the next month or so, and then reporting to camp here in about 4 weeks.
That's pretty awesome.
That's
so
outstanding.
You're literally at the Birmingham airport right now, aboard the plane. I was going to ask you coming back to San Antonio, or you going to Ann Arbor?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to board back to Detroit right now.
Yeah, that sounds miserable in February, although it's cold as hell here in San Antonio right now. All right, I got a knucklehead question for you, Shea. I probably asked you this before. What's Coach Harbaugh like? What's he really like now that you don't play for him? Although he sounds like you're working for him, but what is that dude really like?
he's different, but he's different in a good way. And honestly, without him, I don't think I'd be in this position. So, he's a coach, and he's more of a mentor now than he's ever been to me. So, got nothing but respect for him, and he's a great dude. You just got to get to know him on a personal level, and take time to go up in his office and talk to him a little bit. He's a really cool guy.
I got to ask you, Shae, because I was never in your shoes, never even close to being in your shoes. But what is it like to step out on that field, University of Michigan, with 100,000 people screaming? What is that atmosphere like as a football player?
It's exhilarating, man. It's one of the best feelings I've ever had in my life. Just walking out there. As a kid, I would go to the games and I'd walk over to the stadium with my dad. During the tailgates, I think it was back when Chad Henne was playing. And as I would leave the facility on our way to the games when I was a junior and senior at Michigan, I would look out the window and see little kids doing the same thing with their dad. So, it was really just a dream come true. And the atmosphere there is like no other. I've played in just about every college stadium you could play in, and there's no better feeling than walking out on that field in the big house, being the quarterback of Michigan.
I can only imagine, Shae. And again, with Harbaugh, I got to admit, I was over at the Rue Pub talking to a friend of mine that pretty well, thinking, well, if Harbaugh takes the Minnesota job, maybe Shae will. Yeah. Were you kind of hoping that, or are you glad he's staying at Michigan? Don't lie.
It probably would have been exciting for him to. I know he wants to win a Super Bowl. That's a tough question.
Yeah, I got you, man. I'll put you on the spot. It's all good.
I'm in a hard place, but
that's all good.
No, it would have been cool if he would have taken that job. I don't know what would have happened in the result of that, but I am glad that he's doing what he loves again. He's back in Michigan, and I'm actually glad he stayed.
Awesome. Shae, congratulations. The number one overall pick.
Happy for you, Shae.
That is awesome. You get to go work with Jeff Fisher, who's a really good dude. And I think this USFL's got a chance. I
do too.
We have Daryl Johnston on with us every week, every Monday. We call it Mondays with the Moose. And Daryl was with the Commanders in the Alliance. I got to know him really well there. I know his passion and belief in this league. Having been through a couple of them, I didn't know he was going to go through it again, and he's doing it because he believes in it. And I think you're ending up in a really good spot, man. Congratulations. We'll talk soon.
Well, thank you guys so much. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Shea Patterson, the quarterback of the Michigan Panthers.
What a good dude.
He is.
Man, what a good dude. I'm rooting for this guy now. I just became a Michigan Panthers fan.
Was it that because he's got Jeff Fisher as the coach or the quarterback?
That's
a combination of both.
That's one reason. Although, I had my ups and downs with Jeff Fisher, but overall,
more downs.
He was okay. But no, I just like players that have struggled, but still have that heart and that passion to get it done. And you can hear in Shae's voice that he still has the heart and the passion and the want to get it done. And I'll go to battle with a guy like that any day.
2 years working your butt off, hoping for a chance, not willing to give up on your dream.
Yeah.
And when you're around players like that, and good, bad, or indifferent, with the San Antonio Talons, and I can only relate it to my own personal experiences, but doing radio with the San Antonio Talons, those were guys that all thought they had a chance to make it to the next level. And quite frankly, a couple of guys that played arena football in San Antonio did. Jerry Campbell made it to the Dallas Cowboys. Tragic what happened to him when he got there. But then you also look at Ty Nsekhe, who played for the Cowboys this past year. He's turned into a 10-year NFL guy.
Yeah.
And the league was full of that. I look at the number of guys that played in the Alliance that ultimately made NFL rosters and are still playing in the NFL today because they didn't want to give up on their dream. I used to say to them, dude, at what point do you stop this and go get a real job? At what point do you say, I've got to go get a regular 9-to-5 job?
Yeah, because they weren't getting rich in the alliance.
No, and they certainly weren't getting rich
because they weren't getting paid.
And every check cleared for the players after that first one. The first week was a little dicey, but you know, and in the Arena League, I mean, those guys, they're making $500 a week, maybe. I mean, it was, but they all had the dream that Shae did. One day, one person, give me that chance, and I'll go make it.
And the list you rattled off to Shae that gave him the chills, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, that's a perfect example of guys that didn't give up on their dream, went out, took the opportunity that's in front of them, and this is an opportunity for him. And there's going to be a lot expected of him. And you draft the guy, I don't care what league it is, number 1 overall. There's a lot expected of you, and the Michigan Panthers have a lot of faith in this guy, and so I'm pulling for him. I hope he does well.
Although, kind of odd that no, like combine,
nothing.
No. I mean, so that means the tape on him, the reputation on him, all of that was enough for Jeff Fisher to say, "This is my guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy that we are going to get. You're going to build around a quarterback." We've got the first pick, and I don't know how much we're Michigan. Let's take a regional guy. I don't know how much that factors in, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter.
No.
He got the pick, and we would have had Shae on today if he was the 4th pick. Just a guy that gets to continue that dream, but very cool when it's the number 1 overall pick.
Absolutely.
In any kind of draft scenario.
A Texas kid. I mean, he wasn't born in Texas, but he got here as fast as he could.
His family's in San Antonio now. Yeah.
So happy for him, and certainly we'll be watching and pulling for him.
It's the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. Coming up, New York City's making some mandates. That's going to make it easier maybe for Kyrie to help the Nets as they try to make a push. NBA talk as we continue. If you need an electrician, let me tell you about Hill Electric. They are available to you 24/7 for residential and commercial needs. I've used Hill Electric for a variety of projects around my house. If you're having issues at yours, for over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. I had them add some extra outlets in the garage because there's never enough in your garage. You need that? Call Hill Electric. They'll get you taken care of. Need a light outside? They can do that for you as well. That's what they did at my house. You have a fuse that's always blowing, that flickering light. Hill Electric has the right service at the right price. Never a service charge, always free estimates. If you're a business having to rework your office, let Hill Electric design your socially distant space to ensure each workstation has the proper electrical needs. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
Ribs, burgers, chicken. Submit what you cooked on the grill or smoker, and you can win a $50 gift card from Tri-County Meat Market. Grilling with the Blitz. Online at sasportstar.com.
Get some green cash, money when you bring us your old or used Kubota equipment. That's dinero in your pocket. Or trade in for a brand new Kubota compact tractor, Kubota construction equipment, or whatever else you might have on your Kubota wish list. Breaking up is hard to do, but we're talking green, baby. So don't miss out on the Ewald Kubota Trade Orange for Green cash offer going on now. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Injuries happen, so if you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries and has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason to be in pain. If you are hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more at TSAOG.com. That's TSAOG.com, or schedule your appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Flo from Progressive. Being a baseball fanatic like me can be stressful. It's not all sports points and touchdowns. So Progressive is going to help you take your mind off your team for a moment. Instead of thinking about how they missed that goal point score, think about the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, letting you choose coverage options based on your budget, unlike your team that missed the end zone net area. Well, anyway, hope this distraction about Progressive's Name Your Price tool was helpful. It sure kept me from thinking about all those penalty balls. Yay, sports!
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
According to NHTSA, in 2019, more than 5,000 people were killed in crashes involving large trucks in the U.S. Semi-trucks, which weigh 20 to 30 times as much as passenger cars, can cause severe injuries in the event of a wreck. If you were injured in an 18-wheeler accident, call Thomas J. Henry. Thomas J. Henry handles serious trucking cases and gets serious results for injured clients. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
The crazy world of SEC football.
I'm East Coast, baby. All you weak back Southern boys don't know nothing about East Coast.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, tomorrow afternoon at 2, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey guys, it's Rudy J. Your home for sports talk is right here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
You know, we keep saying deadlines make deals. Major League Baseball with a fastball down the middle today. We'll see how the players react. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He's Joe Ryan-Eagle. I'm Jason Minix. 5 days before the deadline. The deadline is Monday. Major League Baseball put together this deadline. And according to Jeff Passan from ESPN, they're still pretty far apart on a lot of areas. He ends the tweet, a lot to cover in less than a week, like a lot.
Yeah.
But the big news coming out of baseball today, Major League Baseball has made it clear, if there is no deal by Monday, games, regular season games will be canceled, will not be made up. The season would be less than 162 games, and players will not be paid for a full season no matter what. That was the threat today from Major League Baseball.
Well, and that's the key word, I think, threat.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see if they follow through with that, right? I mean, because the players could say, okay, then we're not going to play at all, and nobody gets paid. You know, it's a back and forth, but it is a first shot, and I'm glad there's a deadline, and I applaud Major League Baseball for doing that to try and speed this thing along. Look, again, and we've talked about it, Major League Baseball right now is dying a slow death in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you don't think so. You disagree a little bit with that, but I think it is. I think the popularity of the sport has waned over the years, and there is no Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa that I'm aware of that's going to save it this time. And so I just think all of this nonsense, especially if you go into the regular season and you start canceling games, I'm all for less than 162 games. They should do that always. That's way too many games. However, they start doing that, people are going to lose interest. You got the USFL, the XFL starting up. People will give that a chance. NBA playoffs are going to be starting. And I think baseball just goes by the wayside.
If they don't have a season, I agree with you. Dying a slow death. Have you looked at the salaries of some of those baseball players?
Yeah.
The money in baseball is ridiculous, and it's been dying a slow death for 50 years. It's become much more regional than the national pastime, but the money is in baseball right now, and the threat of players losing money maybe gets the players to react a little bit because nobody wants to lose money. All right, let's get a deal done. We'll make you whole. And sure, there's guys like Mike Trout. They don't give a damn. Verlander, some of those guys. I mean, the richest of the rich. But the holdup is for the poorest of the poor of the Major League Baseball. And that's where the sides are apart right now. So if the guys that make all the money truly give a damn about those guys that aren't making any, they're going to come to the table because those guys can't afford to lose a paycheck.
Especially because a lot of those guys, and you're talking about minor leaguers that are making nothing.
They're making nothing, or, how the baseball salaries work for, some guys are making so much and other guys aren't. And then you got guys, I forget, I saw it on Real Sports several months ago. They're betting on you, and they're going to get a percentage of whatever you make, right? That happened with Vlad when he signed $300 million. The guy that invested $100,000 in him get like $30 million on his return. There's so many stories like that, and we hear the stories of AAA guys, 5, 6, sharing a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, mattresses stacked up worse than any college situation you could imagine. Those are the guys that they're apparently supposedly fighting for.
Well, we'll see. We had a guy with emissions that lived in his van. You remember that guy?
Yes.
So he lived in his van.
So when you look at this, hopefully the threat of lost salary of, 162 turns into 155, for some of those guys, it won't matter. But for a lot of guys, that's a big chunk of money they can't afford to lose, especially if they're taking loans out against their salary to be able to provide for their off-season training, which is an ugly side of what happens to a lot of these guys as they're trying to make it up the chain.
Well, something must have happened today that the Players Union must have been giving Major League Baseball the old "you're number one" on whatever they proposed, and the Major League Baseball said, well, look, we got to start this thing on time. I think they understand the urgency. I really do. And I think Major League Baseball is saying, look, you guys, we got to get this thing going or everybody suffers. It's not just the players. The league is going to suffer too. And everybody said, well, these owners and these guys are rich guys.
Sure.
But what about the guys that sell hot dogs? And, that was my whole point about canceling the All-Star game in Atlanta. They did no good at all. They just hurt a bunch of people who needed those jobs. Same thing here. They're going to hurt a bunch of people that rely on those baseball parks being open to make their living.
And because I'm selfish, whatever happens with Major League Baseball in this, it has zero effect on the San Antonio Missions starting their AA season on time. It might affect 1 or 2 players on their roster. The Mission season will be just fine. Start on time. The schedule's out, all that kind of stuff. It won't have an effect on the start of the Mission season or their players. AAA, Major League Baseball, there's an effect. But the Missions back in AA won't have any effect on their season. Obviously, we'll keep up to date on what's happening as we get close to that Monday deadline. Will they get 162 or
Slow
not
death, Jason.
becomes
Slow
the
death.
question. Tomorrow, we're going to be at the Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road, as we celebrate our 14th birthday here with ESPN San Antonio. Jimenez will be out there at lunch, noon to 2, the Blitz 4 to 7. Get out to the Rue Pub. I mean, there really is no better place to go watch a game than at the Rue Pub, and go hungry. The food there is fantastic. About 15 different burgers on the menu, the chicken sandwich, the wings they have. My favorite, the biggest and best wings in town. They got great appetizers. I highly recommend those Philly cheesesteak fries. Their onion rings are fantastic. Get the onion rings with the side of the barbecue sauce. Trust me on that. They've got great salads, and the kitchen is open late till 2 a.m. every day with the full menu available. The Rue Pub has all the beers you want, has a full bar. The game room has the best arts area in town and indoor cornhole. Weekday happy hours from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place for the radio station to celebrate our 14th birthday party. The Rue Pub next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
Here we go again. Baseball owners and players can't agree on a new contract. The owners have locked players out. The players have refused a federal arbitrator. And no one's playing ball anytime soon. What will this mean for spring training? What will it do to the regular season? Will there even be a regular season? Stay connected and be in the know. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hi, it's Rudy J. I'm here with my lawyer, Jason Thompson, owner of the Thompson Law Firm. Jason, as I'm riding around the city, I notice your nice billboards. They look good, but
I have a couple out there trying to keep up with the competition, I
they
guess.
look good. Now, I get in a car accident. Am I going to be talking to you? I don't want to talk to some guy that works for you. I want to talk to the guy that's on the billboard.
No, I know. And you know that you talk to me, but and you have, you and I have been friends for a long time, and I've represented you for a long time. But that relationship that you and I have is the relationship I have with a lot of my clients. And I think you're recognizing something that I don't know if everybody knows, that the face on the billboard for that firm might not be the lawyer that you actually get to talk to. Right. That's not true with me, as you know.
Right.
If you call 900-0400, my office number, and you have a question about your case, you're going to talk to me. I'm the lawyer on the billboard, but I'm the lawyer that will handle your case.
Call 210-900-0400, 210-900-0400, or a lawyerforus.com.
Thank you, Rudy.
Hey, welcome to your Thursday night hockey headquarters. That's Twin Peaks. They got you covered for game day with $5 Jaeger bombs all day long. Plus, you can score a cool Dallas Stars jersey just for watching at Twin Peaks locations near you. And are you a fan of Twin Peaks yet? Signing up for the E-Club to stay up to date with all things Twin Peaks and score some free stuff just for signing up. And it's so easy. Just visit TwinPeaksRestaurant.com to get started today. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness, modern medicine or personal hygiene? Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, isn't it time for something new, like cleaning your nose? After all, your nose is the body's air filter for trapping dirt and germs, the first line of defense against allergens, bacteria, and viruses from getting into your lungs. But how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage isn't medicine, it's more like plumbing. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril to the very back of the nose where germs can get trapped and multiply. And then out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, The Blitz.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He is Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. On Twitter, he is at JoeKens5. Next week, we'll have a fun contest on to rename his Twitter handle.
Yeah, we're going to have to, and I'm going to need your help.
We'll do that on Tuesday.
But it's funny how I'm still learning things.
Uh-huh.
Like I just got back into the studio.
Yeah.
I had to go, got some water, go to the bathroom, say a little low.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got back though. Perfect time.
Timing is perfect. I'm on Twitter at Jason Minix, and literally just now in the process of tweeting out one of the saddest pictures I've ever seen. Some dude put, imagine not living in New York City. And there's 2 pickles in a little boat, 2 looks like store-bought buns, and some of the worst brisket I've ever seen in my life. It is just a very sad photo.
Ugh.
It's awful. I mean, if that's New York City brisket, don't get brisket. I mean, I don't care what you're craving. If that's what you're seeing, if that's your choice and you paid good money for that, especially with brisket prices the way they are right now, move on. Go to McDonald's.
The best thing about that picture is the pickles.
Yeah, and that's pretty sad.
That's horrible.
That's the worst. That is so sad.
And they pulled 2 of those buns out of a thing and just threw them on the plate. I guess that's a beer. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a beer. I hope that's a beer.
That looks awful.
Somewhere Graham Pinkerton is disgusted that somebody called that barbecue.
Yeah, that's terrible.
I mean, it's got a nice tray. It's got the butcher paper. I mean, that's just sad.
And that dude's from New York or living in New York.
He's living in New York.
And he's saying that that's good.
Oh, he says, imagine not living in New York City.
Yeah.
So I think what he's saying, if you weren't in New York City and you got barbecue, you would actually get something like what you could get at the barbecue station or Pinkertons. By the way, did you see the write-up in Texas Monthly about Barbecue Station?
No.
Over there, 410 and Harry Wurzbach?
No.
Great write-up.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, that place has been around a long time.
Almost 30 years.
Yeah, and the barbecue is fantastic over there, so it's good. And I'm good. I'm happy for them. I'll have to check out that article.
This would turn you vegetarian.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Imagine we've got 2 refrigerators in our kitchen, right?
Yep.
It's been an issue throughout the years, and I've worked here a long time. Somebody will leave something in there, may or may not have their name on it, and when they go to get it, their food is gone.
So does that mean somebody took it?
Yeah, somebody ate somebody else's food.
Ugh.
Right? Sometimes, it might be your leftovers.
Right.
Sometimes you might just pack your lunch and put it in there, and when you go in for lunch, and I think the general rule is supposed to be if your name's not on it, it's fair game.
Oh.
Is that the general rule?
No, I haven't heard that general rule. I mean, if there's a bag in there, obviously, and it's not yours, it's obviously not yours. So it's somebody else's.
But if there's no name on it, it's kind of fair game.
Maybe for you, but I'm not taking it.
I don't know what the rule is.
I'm telling you, the rule is if it's not yours, leave it alone.
No, I don't eat out of and I don't even remember last time I've opened one of the fridges here. So I have no idea. I don't utilize it. I've got a fridge in my office that I utilize. And there's things that disappear out of that thing.
You're lucky that beer hasn't vanished. I thought about it last Friday. You weren't here, but
well, I mean, but
I
again,
used a little self-control.
I'm proud of you. But I hear stories from other people, especially my wife works at a hospital, that, it can get very hostile when things disappear out of the fridge.
Yes.
And it always comes back to, well, there was no name on it. Right. If you put something on the break table, that's fair game. And I think everybody knows that at a radio station.
Except for those noodles that are there that have been there for 3 months.
At what point do they just get thrown away?
I don't know.
At what point? What study is being done to see how long those noodle thingamajiggers stay in the break room?
Is there a camera in there? Maybe somebody's making a show out of that.
There are cameras all over this building, just so you know. Just so you know.
Well, then we should know who took the bag out of the refrigerator with no name on it.
I'm just saying, though, if you're one that does that,
don't,
Rudy. If you're one that sees
Rudy,
I don't know. I just figured Rudy would be that guy, right? Rudy strikes me as that guy. What's yours? What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine.
Rudy is a great guy.
He's
a nice guy. I don't see Rudy doing that. I think Rudy shares my philosophy. If it's not yours, leave it alone. Whether you got your name on it or not.
It depends on how hungry he is.
I guess.
I mean, guys up here at 5:30 in the morning, if he's hungry, didn't eat breakfast at the house, he's got to find something. There's something in there and there's no name on it.
Well, I have a feeling there's a point to all of this, and you're going to show Rudy why he shouldn't do that ever.
There is the most disgusting, bizarre case of, I don't even know how to get into this story.
You're really sorry to do this to y'all at dinner time, but it needs to be done.
If you're eating right now, put your fork down. Put your burger down, put it back in the bag. If you're getting Chinese tonight, sorry, you probably won't. Although this has nothing to do with actual Chinese food, right? Although it has everything to do with Chinese food. A 19-year-old student, this is up in the Boston area, is now the subject of a wild medical study. He ate his roommate's leftover Chinese food.
Ugh.
So he went into the fridge. There was food in there. He ate it. College kid. Why not? That just seems what would happen. Well, there was some vomiting. There was some stomach pain. There was a bad headache. He was thinking food poisoning. It was a chicken dish, right?
It was chicken.
But it got so bad, he went to the hospital. He was in shock, had organ failure.
Oh, my God.
His skin turned purple. Doctors were forced to amputate his legs and some of his fingers.
Oh, my gosh.
Because he ate his roommate's leftover Chinese food.
Why would that happen? Is there a reason?
Doctors believe he contracted a bacterial form of meningitis from his roommate's saliva.
That's awful. And they amputated his legs?
Both of them.
Both of them.
Mm-hmm. And some fingers.
Oh, my
It
God.
doesn't go into how many fingers. But because I'm assuming the roommate didn't spit in the food, or maybe this kid had a habit of eating his roommate's leftovers. So to stop him, I'll just hawk a loogie into the leftovers because who's going to eat that?
Well, I mean, when you take a bite with a fork, right? There's still stuff on your fork when you dip it back in the food.
There's some residual.
Yeah.
Enough for this?
Well, apparently so. That's disgusting and sad.
It is sad, but there's lessons to be learned here. There's lessons to be learned from everything. And again, this isn't a knock on Chinese food.
No, it has nothing to do with
not
that.
at all. But when you see food in the fridge that isn't yours, leave it alone.
Even if the bag doesn't have a name on it, leave it alone.
Especially, say, like, if you know the person, like, oh, that's Joe's. So that probably means Maggie prepared that. That's probably pretty good.
Well, how much did Joe eat out of it? Half? And did Joe pick it up with his hands, or was he using a fork? All of those questions make a difference, apparently.
If you know Joe, you realize he doesn't use a fork.
Well, it depends on what it is. Dairy Queen tacos, no fork.
Use a fork for your pizza?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
You're not one of them?
No.
All right.
I don't use a fork for that.
All right.
I like to fold it, though.
New York style?
New York style.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you really want to lose your lunch, go find this article and the photos on the New York Post website. That's enough. Don't do it, Joe.
That dude will never eat somebody else's food again.
A lot of people give me crap because I don't eat leftovers. Now, there are certain things that I like as leftovers. Spaghetti is always better the second day.
It is.
I don't know why. Pizza
you're right.
is good late at night, right out of the fridge. I'm good with that. But a lot of stuff, I don't eat leftovers. I just don't. Now, like the other night, I made a big old porterhouse. There was a little bit left over the next morning. I mixed that in with some eggs and had some steak and eggs for breakfast. That was good. But I'm not going to eat like just steak again for the second time left over.
I will, depending on, I mean, if I'm at home and it's just us, then yes, I'm okay with eating leftovers.
Bateo Franklin on our Facebook Live feed says, someone one time ate my food while working at a bank. They placed coconut oil without me knowing it and put it back in. I'm allergic to coconut. He went to the hospital.
But you're okay, Botello, it looks like.
He's got both legs, all his fingers.
Well, he can type.
And he's not 19.
Yeah. That's just the weirdest story because, I mean, honestly, what are the odds? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's a thing that.
Well, it's according to the New York Post, a wild medical study.
Yeah.
So this obviously doesn't happen very often. Meningitis?
That's horrible.
I mean, and then you lose your legs, but then when you see the photos of this dude's skin,
no, I don't want to see it.
You'll lose your lunch.
No, well,
you'll lose your appetite. At the very least, you'll lose your appetite.
I don't want to see it because I got to decide where I'm going to dinner tonight.
I've got some suggestions.
Chinese food, leftovers.
No, not leftovers. Not leftovers. It's just gross.
Yeah,
that's go rummage through the fridge and see what's in there.
No, I will not. I've been here, almost 3 months and have not even opened that fridge once.
Interesting. Bateo Franklin follows up with, because of security cameras, they found out who the coworker was, and that coworker was fired.
What? look, it's
theft.
It's an unwritten rule. If there's something in the refrigerator, you know it's not yours, leave it alone. Stay away from it. Doesn't matter whether it has a name on it or not.
What are these unwritten rules you speak of? Why aren't they written down on the fridge?
Because it's common sense.
How long does something have to stay in there before you can decide if you want to try it or not?
Well, I'm assuming if it stays in there that long, it's going to have stuff growing on it.
Well,
moldy stuff.
But it does happen quite a bit where, you'll work here long enough and you'll get an email from HR that says, Brenda will say, cleaning out the fridge this Friday, anything in there is getting tossed. Right?
Yeah.
And then you realize that stuff has been in there for a long time. So if you're, say, Rudy J, and you come in and you see, oh man, somebody didn't eat their food from yesterday, right? And then the next day, Rudy J comes in and he's hungry at 5:30 in the morning, and that bag is still there. When is it okay for Rudy J to eat that food?
Especially after down day 3. Okay, and depending on what it is, but you don't eat something in there that's not yours. That's just what you do, or don't do. If there's a brown bag in there or a pizza box or whatever, a leftover Dairy Queen bag, you leave it alone.
See, I'm with you there. I don't eat leftovers. But I've been around here long enough and heard enough people bitch that somebody ate their food out of the fridge. So whether you call it stealing, the unwritten rule, there's a lot of people that do it.
Well, they need to stop.
Well, of course they need to stop, but they don't.
They need to stop. And if they don't stop, you should post this picture on the refrigerator.
No.
Yeah, that should go on the refrigerator, that story, say, this is what happens if you eat my food. That's horrible.
It is the grossest thing that I've heard.
Wow.
And again, I'm looking at this, and because it's Chinese food, a lot of the social media jokes are about Chinese food. It has nothing to do with Chinese food.
No.
It has nothing to do with the Kung Pao chicken. It has it's the dude somehow got meningitis for eating after somebody.
Yeah,
which is the scariest thing, because you think about all the things that you do, and that could happen to you.
That's just, wow, just not your day. I don't know what else to say.
Ronald on Facebook Live says, post that picture on the bag instead of your name.
Exactly. That's a good idea. All right. That's hopefully my appetite will come back before 7:00. Can I tell you something that I just read on the New York Post?
What?
Let me tell you this. It is being reported by the New York Post that ESPN is in deep negotiations with Troy Aikman.
Yes.
To make him the lead analyst on Monday Night Football.
That is correct.
Amazon is also a player.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If said deal is to happen, they're saying it is expected to be higher than that of Tony Romo's 10-year, $180 million deal with CBS.
One of the things, and if you recall, when we were with Troy Aikman, when Troy Aikman was with us on the Blitz a couple of weeks ago, he subtly dropped in a third party had gotten involved.
He did.
And we didn't press him on it. He wasn't going to tell us.
No.
Even afterwards, microphones are off, drinking 8 beer. Troy, third one? But there's also been some talk that he might do both. Could he do something with Fox, Amazon, and Monday Night Football? The Amazon would be Thursday night. Then he could do ESPN on Monday night. Regardless, Troy Aikman is the best broadcaster in football today, the best color analyst in football today.
I'll agree with that.
He's going to be the highest paid when it's all said and done.
Either way, no matter what happens. But I could see that happening. Thursday Night Football with Amazon, and then Monday Night Football with ESPN.
The bigger question is, for Troy Aikman, does he want to work with somebody not named Joe Buck? Because there's also some scuttlebutt about they're so tight. They're such good friends. They've worked together for so long, and they're so good together that could Joe Buck end up following Troy? Are they a package deal is what I'm trying to say.
Could be, but who's got ESPN? Mike Tirico? It's not Mike. That's
No, Mike
NBC.
Tirico
Who's on NBC?
On
or ESPN?
On ESPN right now, the Monday Night Crew was the wonderful and talented Steve Levy, Boring Greasy, and Louis Reddick.
Okay.
So they obviously need to do something with their crew.
So
now, I think Levy and Greasy does a fine job, but should they be in the marquee Monday night slot?
So here's
more people were watching the Manning cast.
Here's my question then for Fox.
Which isn't true. More people actually didn't watch the Manning cast.
Why in the hell would you let these guys get away? I mean, Fox is big time.
Mm-hmm.
Fox is probably I certainly have the best pregame show.
Mm-hmm.
There's no question about that. Why do you let these two guys get away? If they're talking about dollars like this, and they are clearly Joe Buck and Troy Aikman the best, why does Fox even let them get away?
Who says they will?
Well, maybe they won't.
Mean, there's a bit of negotiating in the media right now by Aikman and his camp, because it's not like Troy has told Fox, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to go explore my other options. Let me see what the Amazon deal is and how much is Fox. Because there was one story that I read before ESPN got involved for Monday night. Would Fox let Troy work the Amazon games on Thursday and the Fox games on Sunday? I can't imagine Fox would allow Troy to work Fox on Sunday and ESPN on Monday.
I wouldn't think so.
But I could see them sharing the Amazon deal.
Now, this article doesn't quote Aikman or anybody else, but it does go on to say the question is, who would be his partner? And they mentioned Joe Buck and their close relationship. The other guy is Al Michaels.
Well, Al Michaels for the Amazon deal.
No, they're saying ESPN. I'm just saying this is what the New York Post is reporting.
So going back to the Super Bowl, after the Super Bowl, of all people, Eminem is caught on video talking to Al Michaels, and Al telling Eminem, of all people, that he's not done, even though his time at NBC appears to be done. He's not done calling games and has some things in the works. I just wonder with ESPN, Al Michaels, that would be such a short-term run at his age. And you hate to say it that way.
What is he, 70, 71? He's in his 70s,
He's in his 70s. And he's still at the top of his game.
Yeah, sure.
He really is.
He's had to carry Collinsworth, too, and that's a chore.
And the fact that he still wants to and again, you look at that, you wonder, with Al Michaels, 5 years, 8 years. I mean, I've heard Al say in the past, he doesn't want to get to the point where people are saying it's time for you to leave the booth.
Right.
And for a lot of broadcasters, that happens. You go back to, Keith Jackson, same thing. I mean, there's so many legendary old time
he was the best
broadcasters, right? But for Al Michaels to team up 3 to 5 years
with Troy Aikman, wow. That would be amazing, and that'd be a dream team. Absolutely.
Because, and you look at NBC, Michelle Tafoya quietly is done with.
Well, that was political.
It was.
That was political.
But she's very quietly done.
Sure.
But great at what she does.
Mm-hmm.
Where does she end up? If anywhere, and but my guess is somewhere, because she was able to finish out the season.
Yeah, she was.
It's not like, dude, you're fired immediately. So you just wonder what ultimately happens with her. And with NBC, I assume it's going to end up being Tirico.
And who, though?
Drew Brees.
Well, I hope so.
Or Collinsworth, although I didn't think Drew Brees was that good at calling games.
Well,
he's okay. And again, first year out, and then you got Sean Payton. Where's Sean Payton going to end up?
That's a good question.
And that's going to be a short.
But how good is Sean Payton? Nobody knows.
I mean,
he may be Jason Witten all over again.
Good Lord, no.
I mean, he could be.
He could be, but he's not.
Dude, I would rather go out on the street right now and see the first guy that I see and put him in the booth with Al Michaels instead of Collinsworth, and he'd be better.
So you're saying I got a chance at NBC? See, Collinsworth isn't that bad.
I said outside on the street, not inside in the studio.
Bite me. Collinsworth isn't that bad.
Dude, he's horrible.
He's not.
He is the worst. And now they got his kid working there.
Yeah.
And he looks just like him.
He does.
And it's creepy as hell.
Better hair.
Creepy.
It is. Collinsworth. I'm not a huge Collinsworth fan.
He's horrible.
But I don't think he's horrible.
He's horrible.
I don't think that Chris is awful at what he does.
I yell at the TV more times than not on Sunday Night Football because of something he says.
I would much rather have Chris Collinsworth than, say, Phil Simms or Boomer Esiason when they were in those roles.
I don't know. I think they're all in the same category. They should all be doing something together. I can't say that.
Could you imagine if they were all doing something together? Nobody would watch.
I didn't think Phil Simms was that bad. But Tony Romo comes along, and Simms has to go to the pregame show, which is horrible, by the way.
The worst pregame show.
Yeah, it's not good.
That pregame show is designed for the old guy that gets up, reads his newspaper, drinks his coffee, and is too lazy to change the channel and doesn't realize football is coming on.
Yeah.
It's like, what's the CBS Sunday show? I was going to say Meet the Press, but
60
I think
Minutes.
6 on Sunday morning?
Sunday morning.
Yeah, the Sunday morning.
Dude, I don't know.
You know, it's like the old man political shows just all rolling together, and then you get to football.
Yeah, it's not good. And I'm sad to say that. I've been working for CBS or a CBS affiliate for the last 25 years. It's not. But I don't mind Nance and Romo. I think they're pretty good. They're not Buck and Aikman, but I think they're second in that group.
I agree.
And then you got Al Michaels and Collinsworth, who would be pretty good if not for Collinsworth. Dude, he's horrible.
And the Monday Night Crew is...
Well, they're yeah.
Although I like Steve Levy. I think he does a good job. And I think Louis Riddick does a pretty good job. And Brian Greasy does a pretty good job just as a three-man booth. I don't know that it's the right mix. I don't know that you need a three-man booth.
No, but they're trying to be different.
Well, they're trying to be what they were 50 years ago. You know, when they were trying to be different, it's when you had Booger out there on Boogermobile. And I thought he was pretty good on the Boogermobile, but then you put Booger in the booth with Jason Witten, and that was a train wreck.
Yeah, that was bad. That wasn't good. But Booger's pretty good in their version of the pregame show before Monday Night Football. I like him there. But Collinsworth is horrible. I'm sorry. He's horrible. He's just not good. And the problem, he's got to have pictures of an NBC executive doing something really bad with a goat.
Wow. Why a goat?
Well,
why a goat?
It's the first. It's the first thing that popped up.
A goat.
Something
is the first thing that popped into your mind. Really, Ryan Eagle? A goat,
dude. He's got to have pictures of somebody doing something.
A goat.
A goat.
See what I have to work with here?
Well, it could be Chris Collinsworth.
A goat.
A goat.
Well, he is from Kentucky.
At least they're probably smart enough to pick sheep. I'm talking goats.
Edwin, you sure you want to work afternoons now? Edwin's looking at us like, what the hell am I doing?
Oh, my gosh, what have I gotten myself into?
What the hell am I doing?
Not anymore.
Yeah. 2.5 hours in, already run off the new producer.
I know it. Sorry, Edwin.
Goats, huh?
Goats. He's got to have pictures of something.
A lot of people are questioning various farm animals now that you should have gone with first.
I think a goat is appropriate in this because now he's got his kid there. So it's got to be really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're not talking about the greatest of all time.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about a farm animal, a goat, pictures of an executive doing something with that said goat.
Doing what?
Things.
Like combing it?
Maybe after.
Bathing it?
Perhaps.
Do you milk a goat?
I hope not, because I don't.
Well, there is goat's milk. How do you get goat's milk? If you know, you can tell we're not FFA types. It is rodeo season. Somebody's got to know the answer to that.
I don't even want to venture to guess.
My goodness, let's bail out of this. Did you see Brian Flores last night on Real Sports?
I did not.
Dude, it was an incredible interview. We'll talk about that coming up. You know, if you get arrested, because nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but if you do, or maybe you get a phone call from a friend, a family member, an executive, and a goat, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds. 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can even start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option, AA Best Bail Bonds, for stress-free bail bonds, because nobody beats their price. They have payment plans available, offer a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. Whether you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, in the Valley, anywhere in between, license number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Brian Flores explains why he filed the lawsuit against the NFL. We'll talk about that right after the SportsCenter update. Speaking of GOATs, Tom Brady, 80 for Brady. It's a movie that he will produce, and it is being produced and shot right now. In fact, he's going to star in it. He will play himself alongside some big names, Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Sally Field, and Rita Moreno. College football news. Marshall has filed lawsuit against Conference USA. They're hoping to expedite their exit from the league so they can join the Sun Belt as early as this summer. Marshall, the good news, is not expected to play UTSA. And the Texas Longhorns, they're on the hardwood tonight. They'll take on TCU in Austin. I'm Joe Reinagle for San Antonio Sports Star.
The San Antonio Home and Garden Show is coming up February 25th through the 27th, and the Window Source of San Antonio would love to see you there. We'll be there hoping homeowners just like you get quality windows at the price you deserve. Come by our booth and mention ESPN, and we'll knock off an additional 5%. Isn't it time you let them old windows go? Call the Window Source of San Antonio right now, 210-880-3021. That's 210-880-3021. Come visit our showroom at 6800 Fairgrounds Parkway, or visit us at windowsourceofsa.com.
QC Kinetics provided amazing pain relief for a former professional baseball player, and you have access to the same life-changing treatments as retired Braves pitcher Jose Alvarez.
I put a lot of stress and strain and work on my right arm, but my right elbow took most of the damage with 3 surgeries.
Arthritis developed, and the pain was unbearable.
It wasn't just pain when I was trying to play sports. It was anytime I was moving the right elbow. It was pretty excruciating at times.
That's when Jose discovered QC Kinetics and the regenerative treatments that help the body heal itself, restoring damaged tissue and providing relief with no surgery or downtime. Jose's message to the medical professionals at QC Kinetics:
my elbow is feeling outstanding. Where were you 10 years ago, for crying out loud?
QC Kinetics is right here. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318.
Hola, Carla speaking. Carla's roofing company always goes above and beyond.
Yeah, we heard about next week's forecast.
She needs a new foreman to weather a storm of projects.
You mean another full crew before Wednesday? Mira, Jose, can you work Wednesday?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Right now, people are home with their pets more often, and I think now, especially with the shedding, they're more cognizant of what's going on and that it's an actual issue, and Dynavite has helped tremendously in our house with that.
I just heard the Dynavite commercial so many times, so I said, you know what, I'll give it a shot, and I ordered it and tried it, and it worked.
The Dynavite, the being at home, working with them, they all love it. Me and Chewy are together 24/7.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
DINOVITE.com.
Is Diamonds Direct really as good as the commercials say? Ask San Antonio's Danny Ramirez.
I had heard this commercial over and over and over. I guess I just wanted to hit the spot and see what it would do for me.
Danny had been shopping for a pair of diamond stud earrings. He'd been to 3 other stores, but at Diamonds Direct, he was amazed at the prices.
When she showed me that and she showed me the price, and I'm going like, are you sure? And I go, well, what's the price on your 1 total carat weight? And she showed me the price, and I'm going like, oh my God, I can afford a 1 carat weight. At Diamonds Direct, I was able to get almost double the size of the earrings that I was looking at the other guys with.
Have you discovered Diamonds Direct? It's more diamond jewelry than you've ever seen in one place at prices you never thought possible. Don't compromise. Get her a bigger, better quality diamond for less at Diamonds Direct.
If you live in San Antonio and you're looking for your jewelry, go ahead and go to Diamonds Direct. You're going to get the best pricing.
Diamonds Direct, San Antonio's direct diamond importer. At the shops at La Cantera in a freestanding building between the mall main entrance by La Cantera Parkway and Nordstrom.
Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, The Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250, 103.3 FM.
It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Tomorrow, all day, we're out at the Rue Pub, 281 in Redland Road, as the station celebrates our 14th birthday. All you people that are commenting all day, every day on the live stream on YouTube and Facebook, come see us in person. We're going to have a lot of great prizes to give away. If you're not commenting on there, but you're listening, stop by the Rue Pub. It's a party. It's going to be a party. 14 years in this business, that's tough to do.
Yeah, and that is real tough to do. And you've been here for all 14, haven't you?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm the only one.
Only one.
Only one left from the original crew.
Well, how about that?
That's kind of scary.
Well, that's something to be proud of.
And goat pictures.
Absolutely. You must. Yeah, you must. No, it's going to be a lot of fun. And what I'm enjoying, it'll be my second time at the Rue doing a live show.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first remote since I started here. And so that's kind of like my first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy to go back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
About to make a joke.
I know you were. I can see those wheels spinning. It was my first remote.
Yes,
Jason.
Your first remote. You always remember your first.
You always remember your first.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking forward to heading back out there tomorrow.
To go from kind of the fun, making fun of and all that to turn serious, but we need to. Last night I get home from dinner and I realized that Real Sports had recorded on the DVR. So I start watching it. I did not realize Brian Flores was going to be on Real Sports last night. A lot of times, Real Sports, before every episode, they send out a press release to kind of give, media an update. They put out some clips and all that.
Yeah.
So it feels to me, and I don't know this, but it feels to me that adding in Brian Flores was a last-minute addition to a show that those magazine style shows that are all featuring get put together weeks and months in advance. And there's so much that goes into all the stories that they do. They're not what you would call a timely show.
True.
Right? It's more magazine style. So I get home, put on, and, I see something on Twitter that Flores was on Real Sports. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to watch this tonight. Because obviously, Real Sports is one of those things could sit on your DVR for weeks.
It could, yeah.
Before you get to it.
Right.
Great show. Watch it all the time or once a month, whenever it comes out. I thought it was fascinating television that Brian Campbell gets what I believe to be the first sit-down interview.
I believe it is.
With Brian Flores since he filed lawsuit against the NFL. And it's Brian Flores and his 2 attorneys. In a clearly edited interview.
Mm-hmm.
There were Yeah, and you can always tell an interview edited when, I don't know, one lawyer says in an answer, well, and as he was saying earlier, well, that dude hadn't said a word on what I've watched. So I know that this has been edited. It was not an uncut piece of video, right? Which is fine. I mean, they gave us the good stuff. But there are a couple of things in there, news-wise, that he has filed this lawsuit, and it was important for his two attorneys and Brian Flores to file the lawsuit on the first day of February because that was the first day of Black History Month.
Right.
Even though he was still in the process of being considered for two open head coaching jobs. They knew when they filed that lawsuit, the chances of him getting that job or either of those two jobs became slim to none. He's also apparently left millions of dollars on the table because when he got fired, they want to sign a document that basically says, we'll pay out your contract, but you can't say a word. And Brian Flores left millions on the table to be able to tell his story.
But that's pretty common.
I guess.
When you leave somewhere that you've been, that's pretty common to sign a non-disclosure. I mean, because, and not necessarily because there's anything bad going on, but they don't want you to leave that company, go to another one and tell them all their secrets.
But I didn't realize by not signing it, you forfeit the money left on your contract. And that's a clause that is in apparently a lot of NFL contracts, if not all NFL contracts, from what we heard last night. Now, there is a deal in Congress right now that is trying to change the sexual harassment part of separations from company that, if you separate because of this, we'll pay you this, but you can't say a word.
Right.
They're trying to make it to where you can still get paid, but you can still go tell your story to try to create change in the sexual harassment environment, if you will. Well, one of the things that Brian Flores wants to do is get that same deal enabled for race. So if you leave a company, whether it's the NFL or any kind of company, Fortune 500 company, Fortune 200, whatever it might be, that you can still pursue legal action even if you did accept money to go away.
Right.
So in some ways, Brian Flores is not trying to change the way things are done in the NFL, but the way things are done in America.
Perhaps, or they both go hand in hand.
Well, they go hand in hand, but it kind of felt like as I was listening to it, this is a lot more than just coaches in the NFL. This is a lot more than just trying to get more minority coaches, minority head coaches in the National Football League. It was interesting. And then how the job came about in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It really had, he called Mike Tomlin for counsel, his words. And then that conversation led to another conversation that led to a job over a 2-day period. It was pretty interesting. HBO did put out a trailer, if you will. I'm just going to play the whole thing. This is what HBO felt were the highlights of the story that's going to make you want to go watch it. And when we were going, well, what do you want to edit out? Nothing. We'll play you the whole thing from HBO Real Sports. Brian Flores on last night.
You think Coach Tomlin threw you a lifeline?
I feel like I'm very capable coach in this league. But I do feel like he saw a situation where there was a very experienced coach who could help his staff, who was also a black coach in the league. And I think that kind of speaks to what we're talking about.
Some members of the Boston media were beating the drum for you to go back to the Patriots. Was that ever in play?
No, I didn't talk to anyone from New England.
Since that now infamous text exchange with Bill Belichick, have you spoken with him?
I have not.
Have you tried to?
No, I haven't.
Do you expect to?
I mean, there's potential, or we could run into each other. I'd be open to a conversation, but no, if that we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
I was surprised to learn that when you were let go by the Dolphins, that you were asked to sign an NDA, a non-disparagement agreement, and you declined.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think just signing that separation agreement would have really silenced me.
How much money did you wind up leaving on the table by choosing to not sign that agreement?
A lot.
A good amount
of money. A lot of money.
What's a good amount?
It was millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
It was 2 years. It was a contract. And to Coach Flores' credit, he wasn't going to sign that because it wasn't about the money. If it was about the money, he would have signed it. What he did instead was he filed this lawsuit so that he could help other coaches now and in the future.
Now, that was the attorney for Brian Flores speaking there at the end, Brian Gumbel, Brian Flores, and 2 attorneys on Real Sports last night. It's an interesting watch because a lot of us, when he filed the lawsuit, said, well, that's kind of career suicide. Who's going to hire you while you're suing the league? And to steal the line from Brian Gumbel, Mike Tomlin threw him a lifeline.
He did. And, a head coach can hire whoever he wants, right? I mean, he has that freedom. And I think Brian Flores knew that he wasn't going to get the Texans job. They were going to go after McCown. That was going to happen.
Yep.
So I'm not sure when you're talking about rolling the dice and saying this is the right time to do this, if there was that much on the other end, because he wasn't going to get a job anyway. It didn't appear that he was going to get a job anyway. So why not do this, try to make a change, and, hope for the best. I don't know. It's always tricky when you do this. But if he honestly sees, and look, he's been behind the curtain. He's heard things, he's seen things, he knows how things operate. And so he finally said enough is enough.
And this comes back to Bill Belichick texting the wrong Brian in his phone.
Because Brian Flores thought he was going to get the Giants job.
Because Bill Belichick texted him.
Right.
Well, Bill Belichick thought Brian was going to get the job, texted the wrong guy, but Flores didn't think he was going to get the job because Belichick's telling him he got the job and he hadn't interviewed yet.
Right.
All right. So, it was like, well, wait a minute. So I'm coming in for this dog and pony show and everybody else seems to know that, because of the Rooney Rule, they have to interview me. So now I'm going to just go up there to check a box. That's BS. And then they didn't get into the throwing games and all that kind of stuff. But, and again, they're attorneys. They're attorneys. They say they're ready to go to trial. They're ready for discovery. It's interesting when you see how these cases evolve and ultimately what happens. Is there a settlement within the league? Ultimately, what happens? We were told originally there was going to be a lot of other coaches join the lawsuit. To this day, that hasn't happened. They said last night, within weeks, whatever that means, there will be other coaches joining the lawsuit. But as you learn about these NDAs that they have to sign to get their money, I wonder how many other coaches, especially assistant coaches that haven't made head coach money, are willing to forfeit dollars on the table, dollars out of their bank account.
You wonder about, think about it. And I don't know how many millions Brian Flores is talking about that he left on the table. I'm assuming it's several.
Yeah, he had 3 years left on his deal, right?
A guy like Hugh Jackson, for example, who says he was going to join this thing. Maybe he does. You've got to pick and choose, right? Do you want to try and change the world? Admirable.
Yep.
But it's going to cost you. Hugh Jackson might not have been willing to do that. He said, sign this. Here's your $10 million. Adios. So it's tricky. You got to.
And because a guy, I'm assuming, based on what I've learned last night, and I know what happens when you assume, but if Hugh Jackson signed an NDA when he got fired from his last gig, and I know he's a head coach in college now, if he joins this lawsuit and talks openly about things that are covered within that NDA, then he could get sued for all that money to come back.
That's very true.
And so now you wonder how many of these guys that, Flores, I'm with you, and their lawyer's like, no, you're not.
No,
no, you're not.
Or unless you want to roll the dice with about $10 million.
Well,
and that's
possible. It. Because they'll come after you.
Yeah.
All these teams in the league, they've got plenty of lawyers on staff just ready to go. You don't.
Right.
You might have a guy on retainer, but now you're going to have to pay him to protect you. Or your wife saying, you know what? I'm looking at our bank account. How much do you say we got to give back?
Mm-hmm.
And how much to defend you? Shut up.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I could see that. That's what my wife would say.
Yeah, well, it's true.
Yeah, you want to fight the good. Yeah, no. I mean, you wonder how this ultimately is going to play out. But
yeah, it's going to be
I give
interesting.
Brian Flores a ton of credit.
I do too.
And for his attorneys going on TV last night, I'm surprised they chose Real Sports as the first outlet.
I'm not, because I think Brian Gumbel is one of those guys that's fair. You know, he's going to ask the tough questions, but he's going to be fair about it. And I think if a guy like that has that reputation, that's where you want to go.
Well, and I look at Brian Gumbel, and, you know, or whether you go to ESPN or you go to Fox or somebody with The Athletic, you know, a little bit more fanfare, tune in and watch something that isn't a HBO where not everybody has access to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that sort of thing. I would think that you would want to go to an outlet, but with the internet, it doesn't really matter.
True.
But you look at the two attorneys for Brian Flores that were on TV last night, both white guys. One of them talked about his time working with Johnny Cochran.
Right.
And you realize Brian Flores has some power players. And what I found interesting there is Brian Gumbel played a clip from the early 80s with Johnny Cochran on his show talking about this very subject.
Wow.
It's been going on for a long time with a lot of the same things being said.
Well, it's interesting. And, you know, it's hard to sit back and think that every NFL owner is biased like that. But, I mean, maybe that's something that we have to at least start to not start to think about, but think about. I mean, and I hate to think it, but maybe it's true.
It was good TV. If you don't have HBO, find a friend, get a password.
Yeah.
Go watch it. It is certainly worth the watch. It is The Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Jason, I want to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. It was such a pleasure to meet these folks. I had a chance to go by, had a chance to see their operation, meet the family, and it was just great. They are there to serve. In fact, they love serving the people of South Texas. They're family-owned business, and that's what I like, and they're a local company. You know, a lot of times you see these roofing companies that just come in and out of town when there's something that's going on. That's not Stevens Roofing. They're here to stay. In fact, they're licensed by the city of San Antonio. This company can do it all. No matter what you need when it comes to roofing, they'll get it done, whether it's commercial roof, residential roof, you know what, metal, composition, doesn't make any difference. They've got financing available for you if you need that. They'll give you a free estimate so you know what the job's going to cost, and they'll work with your insurance company. And what a pleasure that is. Let them handle the insurance company, take care of all of those details. Then they're going to guarantee their work in writing, and they'll stand behind their work. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it. They'll make sure you're happy before they leave. So here's what I want you to do. Write this number down, 210-785-0994, or you can get a hold of them at stevensroofing.net. And don't forget, Stevens Roofing is your local roofer.
It's the NBA. Catch every score.
He knocks it down.
Every block.
Cracks it home.
Listen for the latest on San Antonio Sports Star.
ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
You know, injuries do happen. If you twist, pull, pop, or snap something, you need to know about Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Dr. Espinosa treats all non-surgical orthopedic injuries, and he has same-day and next-day availability. Telemedicine services are also available. There is no reason for you to be in pain. If you're hurting, visit Dr. David Espinosa at TSAOG Orthopedics. Learn more online at tsaog.com or schedule an appointment by calling 210-804-5490.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Do you have taxiety? That uncertain feeling before doing your taxes? Filing on your own or choosing the wrong partner can be stressful. Connect with Liberty Tax and then just breathe in and cash out.
Get your largest possible refund or your money back.
Now, repeat.
Visit StopTaxiety.com to schedule your appointment and say farewell to the stress of tax season. Liberty Tax. Let's end taxiety. At participating locations, terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Was the guy who wrecked the company vehicle distracted because he was too busy making a TikTok video instead of watching the road? He still only has 2 followers, his mom and dad. But now you're hurt and need help. If you or a loved one is hurt in a wreck, don't call just any dude. Call the dude, the personal injury dude. Mark Poling at Poling Law PLLC at pidude.com. That's pidude.com. Or call 210-201-0303 24 hours a day.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pureline Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pureline Nutrition.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. San Antonio Sports Star Drive to End Hunger is going on now through March 25th. Just go to sasportstar.com to give what you can or just find drop-off locations. It's all presented by the Institute for Functional Health, Rambler Sparkling Water, Copenhagen Imports, and Airtron.
Hey guys, it's Rudy J. Let's talk the biggest stories in sports tomorrow morning, 7 till 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
And after you wake up with Rudy and Rob in the morning, R&R in the morning, halftime, noon to 2 with Jimenez and the Blitz, 4 to 7, live out at the Rue Pub. Don't go try to have breakfast, Rob and Rudy. They will show up at the Rue Pub after they've had a nap.
They will.
Jimenez, go have lunch with Michael.
Yep.
Noon to 2, live out at the Rue. The Blitz, 4 to 7. It's the station's 14th birthday party. We're going to be out there. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll have some celebrity guests joining us.
Prizes.
They might be Reinagle. It might be Rob Thompson. James Pledger will be allowed out of the glass box of fun.
Wow. Dangerous.
Maybe.
Dangerous.
Maybe. Go over there and meet Chip Ingram.
Yeah.
No, we're going to have a lot of great prizes to give away. Lots of fun to be had, and just a reason to party.
It's a birthday party.
It's a birthday party. It's a birthday party. It's going to be a lot of fun.
How's that song go?
Just stop. Stop. Watch Reinagle tonight at 10 o'clock on Channel 5. 4 shows to go.
4 more shows to go.
The countdown is
That's
on.
it.
Absolutely. Stay warm, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Halftime with Michael Jimenez.
Kielbasa bacon foam